Alrighty, how we doing, guys? Big game today, of course. Showdown 55, Crows v Port. If you don't know, I don't know how you wouldn't, but massive game between both of them. It's going to be a big showdown. Crows have only won a couple of games this season, but they have had the wood over Port Adelaide in the last couple of showdowns. So teams just starting to move into their positions now, as what we're just starting to do the run throughs or whatever. Dan Curtin actually playing his first game today was pick 8 for the Crows, I believe, in the draft last year. Just looking at the changes quickly, Dan Curtin's come in along with Jordan Butts and Brody Smith for the Crows. Outs are Hamill, Borlays and Pedler. And for Port Adelaide, Burton and McEntee are in. Alir is out with that injury, along with Sam Powell-Pepper. Subs are tonight Brody Smith, surprisingly, and Jackson Mead on Port Adelaide's side. So they're just currently doing a lock arms in the middle of the ground to stand up against gender. Woo, getting the joints ready, mate. Oh, are you jumping on the ground? Are you jumping on the ground, are you? MFDU. How you doing, man? So stop against women's violence, gender, gender-based women's violence. So they're just taking a minute, just... Oh, God, I'm cold in this freaking room, Christ. Alrighty. So a big showdown, 55 tonight. Both teams as well, very interestingly, are 27 wins in showdowns. So this one will get themselves in front. So Connor Rosie is in tonight. Obviously, last week was a bit controversial, the fact that he is in because of his hamstring, but he is in. Both teams, like I said, both have won 27 showdowns. So tonight being 55th showdown, of course, we'll see one team break in front. And Travis Boak's 30th showdown as well. How insane is that? My God. How you doing, Sefa? Sefia? Yeah, not doing too bad, man. 16 of the 54. Yeah, interestingly, 16. So nearly a third of the showdowns have been decided by under 10 points. Hopefully, we're up for a big game tonight. Last year, the Crows won both showdowns. So Port Adelaide do have a point to prove. They've been beaten, and they were beaten pretty convincingly last year as well. Rory Sloane is at the ground, of course. Announced his retirement this week. Next to Sean McKernan for some reason. Very interesting. Anyway, it looks like Zerk Thatcher's got the job. Looks like, yeah, Zerk Thatcher's got the job. But here we go. From the tap down, Sweet wins the first tap. Saligo broke one tackle, then got beaten well by Sweet. Sockers it off the ground, bouncing towards half forward. Good pick up there from Ken. Got dragged down, though, by Boak. And he gets hold of the ball. Good start for Travis Boak. Yeah, I barrack for the Swans, man. So Boak plays on, sends it inside the forward 50. Up got Georgiazzi, couldn't bring it down. Saligo off to Jones. Clears it outside the defensive 50 for the moment. Zerk Thatcher, first real battle against Walker, got the kick away, but it's been cut off well. You've grown a bit in the face since I last saw you. You mean the moustache or being fat? Because I think I've lost weight. No, maybe I gained weight since you last saw me. I don't know. Fogarty couldn't get the ball away. Horn Francis got in hard. Butters let it go. Now Walker dribbling ball towards half forward. Only O'Brien there. Radically, great tackle. Got the handball away. Butters slicing through them. Did really well. Takes a bounce with arrogance. Inside the middle of the ground with the kick. Just missed Rosie over the top. Interesting first run at it. Got held away from Hinge. Play on. Worrell to Saligo. Had a few touches early. Michael Annie just broke away. Off to Curtin is his first touch. Oh, handball was dangerous to Saligo. Broke past 3 power players. Handball put Laird immediately under pressure. And it'll be a ball up. Hot early here at the showdown. So you're an Essendon supporter, but as soon as Tassie come in... Okay, fair enough, man. I'm assuming you're Tasmanian? Tap down from Sweet. Horn Francis fighting hard. Butters. Sweet. Now Burgoyne had a big game last week. Houston and now Williams. Low dart inside the forward 50 on the bounce to Georgiades. Did well there, Worrell. Clearing ball. Couldn't get it away. Williams did well. And he goes back inside the forward 50. And dribbling ball just out of bounds in the right forward pocket here for Port Adelaide. So Williams had a few touches early. Massive crowd. So that looks above 50,000 for the showdown. Massive, of course. Finally got their game. Finally got their showcase game for the showdown Thursday night. Royoli went up with the hand on Michael Annie, almost hit him high. Dixon lands on top. Be a ball up again. Richmond supporter. I remember you coming into the stream when the Swans played Richmond the day before and we lost. Dixon with a tap down. Rosie snaps on goal! A little bit to the right. So first scorer of showdown 55 goes Port Adelaide's way. Just love Tassie. I'm a Vic born. Okay, fair enough, man. Long ball outside the defensive 50, and now Himmelberg can go in for the Crows. He wheels and goes. One-on-one inside the forward 50, and all on his own. Broke away pretty well there was Taylor Walker. Who's going to win? Oh, winning in the game against Carlton and Collingwood. I've tipped Collingwood at this stage, and I go for Sydney. Cricket Panda. So Taylor Walker, a chance here for the first goal for the Crows. He'll kick from outside the forward 50. Leaves it out to the right-hand side. Won't make the distance. Oh, Fogarty in the pocket. Great mark. Great mark there from Darcy Fogarty. 2 against 1. Jumped over the top. Did really well. This is on... Yeah, this is on free... yeah, this has been on free to air. Channel 7. So Fogarty had a bit of a down year so far. Can he start this showdown in some form? So it comes around on the left boot. Snaps on goal. And the Crows fans rise here in Adelaide. So, of course, the Power are without Aaliyah tonight. May have been there for that moment. You're watching it on the phone. Nice, nice. Yeah, it should be on 7, I would say. Yeah, it should be. Looks like Darcy Fogarty got a little bit of sunburn there on that left arm. Only expert commentary here, guys. That's either like a skid rash or something, or it's a sunburn. Have to get some expert opinions on that one, though, guys. A little bit too easy there for the Crows. I'll probably keep it on here while I blow through some essays. Nice, man, nice. What are you studying? Something? Wait, Is it school or like uni? I'm assuming essays is like high school. From the tap down, Sweet out the back of the Crows get the clearance forward, did well. Rochelle takes the mark. He wants to go immediately. High ball into the pocket for Fogarty again. Great grab. He beat Lockie Jones and Walker's straight into him. Bit of push and shove early. Love to see that in a showdown. Been playing footy a bit lately. Annoyed that Collingwood should be higher. Yeah, I think they'll come good though. Year 12. Oh, God. Fair enough, man. Good luck to you. So Darcy Fogarty here for his second goal. Not really a tough angle for him, about 45-degree angle, and he nails the goal. So the Crows have the first two. All right, I tipped Adelaide tonight. So the Port had a little bit of territory in the first couple of minutes. The Crows have the first two goals. You're doing something for comp science. Oh, phew. Comp even's confusing for me, let alone science. You tipped Port Adelaide? Yeah, a lot of people did. We put out we put out a video about our tips for this week, me and my brother, because we do our podcast together and we do the tips. And then like a couple of like little clips of it. And so many people were like shocked that we picked the Crows over the Power. The Crows have had a really good record against Port the last couple of showdowns. So back in the middle once again. Port Adelaide need a lift in the middle right now. Sweet with the tap down. Butters breaking through. Got the handball out really well. And out the front is Horne-Francis. Takes his full measure from 55 into the pocket. Georgiani's great spoil. He may have kept it in. Check side kick is hit the post. But I think the umpire's called out of bounds. He has, yeah. I'm listening to the Beatles right now. Just thought I'd tell you. Oh, okay, nice, man, nice. So back in the ruck here. Forward stoppage here for Port. Dixon with the tap down hinge. Got taken well by Boak. Be a ball up. Pick subjects you like. Don't really give a fuck about ATAR. That's exactly how you should do high school here in Australia, man. You can do a lot of things without an ATAR. Tap down from Dixon. Snapping ball there from Horne-Francis. Leads it out to the left and it's out of bounds on the fall. So a couple of shots at goal early from Port, but not much of a trouble on the scoreboard. So Jordan Butts to take the kick out here. Port Adelaide current kicking efficiency is 11%. I think that means they may have hit one kick. So outside the defensive 50 there from Butts. Spoiled from behind there from Houston. And Curvis sees it out of bounds. The Beatles, man. Interesting. I haven't listened to the Beatles in a very long time since I lived with home with my mum. And even then, I don't think she was much of a listener of the Beatles either. Sweet with the tap out the front. Crouch did well. McHenry tackled really well from Burgoyne. Threw it out. Should be pinned. Umpire has not paid it. Absolute mare of a decision. Fogarty did well on Radicalea. Ricocheted off his arm back to Radicalea. It'll be a ball up. How did he not pay that? He threw that out there, McHenry. Fuck, mate. What a shit decision. Sweet with the tap down. Butters breaking through again. Long 50-metre punt down towards half forward. Keane probably should have marked. Had time to recover though. Sends it down the wing. Well done there from Jones. Took the front spot. Took a good mark. So on the outer wing here for Port Adelaide. Lockie Jones has it. Sends it back to half forward. One-on-one here with Keane and Dixon. Keane did well to take the front spot. And he's going to get a free kick. Had a really good season so far, Michael Keane. You picked two classes that I needed for a job I want. One of them is for Cert 3 and the others, the rest are all good. Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. Pick the stuff. If you have a job in mind, do the study for that. Other than that, just have fun at school, really. I wish I did that a lot more. So he sends it down the wing here for the Crows. Saligo fighting hard with Houston. Rankin against the grain. Shrugged off Horne-Francis. Back to Scholl. Snapping ball to half forward. It's going to be cut off by Houston. So Port Adelaide have it on the defensive 50. So at the 9-minute mark of the first quarter, they are cheering for Rory Sloane. Of course, he retired during the midweek. Absolute wonderful career from him. Roll going up hard. Georgiades wanted it more though. Went to ground, took the ball with him. Handball forward, just out of the grasp of Bogue. Michael Annie sat on it a little. Umpire circles, and it'll be a ball up. And Roy Sloane just sculls a beer. Nice to see. Slap down there, Sweet. Jones gets the clearance here for the Crows. Towards the wing, Fogarty doing well. He runs after it with Saligo. Oh, Butters just cut straight through too. And now he can go. Handball to Wines. Looking for the hands free. Did well to Houston. Inside the forward, 52 on 1. And Keane takes a great mark again. He started brilliantly, Michael Keane. Just a couple of poor kicks from Port Adelaide going forward. Broken down as they enter the forward 50. Keane goes in short to Matt Crouch. So early stages, first term. Works it out wide. Dawson got two hands to it. Probably should have marked. Jones for Port Adelaide did well. Wines out the back. Great work there from McHenry. Read that like a book, that handball, and they can go with the Crows. Walker takes a bounce. He's got Sweet trying to chase him, but Walker keeps on going. Kicks from 50, and Taylor Walker. That is some class. So a great finish there from Tex Walker from 50, and the Crows have started hot in Showdown 55. Already got a few jobs lined up to pick from, so I'm just having fun this year. Good idea. That's good, man. That's good. Obviously, don't have your life planned out at high school. I hated that at high school when they're like saying, okay, you need to have a job, you need to have all your study done. If you have an idea in mind, that's great. But if you don't, that's also good. Don't worry about it. If anyone's listening and actually care. Adelaide beat Port in the Sandful. Yeah, Adelaide's... Yeah, I saw the score at I think it was in the second quarter. It was like 55-12. It was a fucking flogging. How you doing anyway, Nadia? I'm assuming you're a Crows fan. Heaps of time left in this first quarter, but the Crows have started the better. Sweet went up, tried to get the kick away, couldn't do so. Wines out the back, went to give it to Butters, then worked back nicely to Sweet. And now Houston breaking through. Long kick inside the forward 50, up goes Dixon! Great grab! My favourite YouTuber, Jai Payana, believes that Dusty will be at the Suns next year. He took that in between the legs, Dixon. That was a really good grab. I don't know. I actually think he may retire, to be honest. I think maybe, but I think more likely he's going to retire. That's just me, though. So Charlie Dixon to get Port Adelaide up and running in this showdown. Straight in front, 35 metres out. And here come Port Adelaide, their first goal. They did need that, Port Adelaide. Oh, you're a Collingwood fan. Okay. So good work there from Port Adelaide. Keane just overran it a little bit. Lost touch on Dixon, and the kick was really good from Houston. Just broke that last line of defence. Dixon had a free run at it. Good grab, and it's a good finish as well. He loved it too, Charlie Dixon. Needs to be up tonight. Himmelberg with the tap down. Laird couldn't grab it cleanly. Rosie going through. Butters. 1, 2, 3. Tried to tackle him. Eventually they got him down. Keys. Back to Saligo. Towards half forward. Radicalia took a good mark. Needs to have a big night, Radicalia. Obviously, Aliria being out of the side. So Radicalia looking towards the wing. High ball. Marshall and Curtin there. Couldn't bring it down. Dusty Burn-Jones off the ground to Boak. Sends it inside the forward 50 for Dixon again. Keane did well with the body. Has to track it down. Dixon about to drag him down. Got the handball away. Curtin got worried out of it. Keane happy to see it out of bounds. So just inside the forward 50 here for Port Adelaide, early stages, or midway through the first term, in fact. So Ollie Wines in the ruck now, tapped it towards Rosie, did well to gather it again, then sends it into the pocket, bouncing ball, Umpire calls for a ball in. Absolutely no one in the vicinity of that kick, but of course going forward, unlikely to pay insufficient intent. So it'll be a stoppage for Port Adelaide. Right, what's that? Right forward pocket, I would say. I don't know. It's hard to tell which way they look at it. If you're looking from the commentary side, it's actually the right one, yeah. Dixon with a tap down. Saligo breaking through. Had a brilliant season so far. Spiral to the wing. Zerk Thatcher and Walker both missed it. Gets out the back to Wines. Just put it on the boot. High ball towards half forward again. Underneath it was Butts. Couldn't mark. Laird back to Scholl. Himmelberg. And now Saligo again. Little short kick was nice. Hit up Laird. Just lets the pressure off the gauge a little bit there for the Crows. With a nice little kick there. Saligo in hot form so far in 2024 for the Crows. Sends this one towards the wing. Front spot was Zerk Thatcher. Just overran it a little. Rosie, good gather. Williams went to handball and did really well to find Bergman. Now Butters. Snapping ball towards half forward on the bounce for Marshall. Butts took the front spot and did well. Laird. Now Scholl again. Just kicks it down the wing in hope. O'Brien gets in front. Great hands. He wants to go. Now Matt Crouch on the wing. Sends it to half forward and the Crows have it. Have free space to work into for Rankin. Over the top to McHenry. He can cheer. And the Crows have their fourth. The Crows are on fire early in this showdown. We've seen this story before in showdowns. The Crows get to a hot start and the Power find it hard to get back into it. Don't know how Rankin found himself all on his own at half forward. But the Crows forwards just moved up, I guess, just a little bit too far. The Port defenders didn't really look out the back, and Isaac Rankin, sneaky forward he is, just got out the back with relative ease. I think it's Radicalier. No, it's not. Is it Radicalier on him? It is. He tried to impact the mark on Riley O'Brien, missed it, and then that left hit Isaac Rankin out the back. So a little bit of a mistake there. Probably should have just hung back. Really, I don't think he was ever going to make an impact on that play there, Radicalier. So back in the ruck, Dixon taps it down towards Dawson. He runs onto it nicely. Dixon goes to the ground and Dawson now can use his legs. Long ball towards half forward, bouncing ball. Couldn't take the ball. Zerk Thatcher off the ground. Only goes as far as McHenry. He did well. Laird somehow got a handball out to Crouch, and now Dawson again. Gets it on the left boot towards the forward 50. Good spoil there from Burton. Coming hard. Did well there was Cook. And now McHenry again. Breaks past Wines. Handball forward for Rochelle. Drags him down there, Lockie Jones. And it's holding the ball. Good tackle there from Jones. And the Power want to go now. Burton streaming off half back. Towards half forward with the kick. It's not a very good option. Butts gets there. Todd Marshall drags him down. Burn Jones. Gives the handball to Rioli. Short little kick was smart. And he hits up Georgiades. Oh, it was touched. Somehow no one knew on the ground. And it was a ball up inside the forward 50 here for Port Adelaide. The umpire throws it up. Horne-Francis working hard. Jones locks him up. Did really well. And takes him to ground as well. A little bit of extras in a showdown, of course. So another stoppage. Dixon tried to tap it out the back towards Drew. Crouch did well. Laird. Step one way. Got the kick away on as far as Rosie. Dawson. Trying to get him. Legged him as well. Rosie did pretty well there. Dawson did everything he could to bring him down. But Rosie just almost shuffled the legs, shuffled the waist a little bit so the tackle would slip a little bit too low. And then it was a trip called for Connor Rosie. So Connor Rosie, big talks about him in the week. Obviously with the talks about a hamstring. Tried to go around the man on the mark. Got it smothered. And now Rochelle. They can go on the counter of the Crows. Rankin takes the mark on the outer wing. He can go. Kick down the wing as well. Finds Keys, who breaks inside. He's got Dawson at 50. He goes longer for Himmelberg. Zerk Thatcher cuts across. Did well there, Brendan Zerk Thatcher. Short little kick to Wines. So just under 8 minutes to go in this first quarter. So now Wine sends it down the wing for Dixon in a 2-on-1. He did well to bring it to ground. Horne-Francis barging through. Riley O'Brien wasn't letting him go, though. It'll be a ball up. Horne-Francis pushing and shoving as well. Unreal that Rosie's playing today after coming off a no-week hammy. I really find it hard to believe that it was a hamstring, to be honest with you. I think maybe it was just a misdiagnosis early, and then he's just got a... Maybe it was... I don't know, but I find it extremely hard to believe that it was a hamstring. So Dixon gives away the free kick here, and Keane will take the free towards the defensive side of the wing on the outer side. Port Adelaide's kicking efficiency early has been dreadful. 31%. They can't hit a kick. That's less than half their kicks are hitting the target. Only just over a quarter, really. So now Keane goes long. Not a very good kick, though. And Farrell's going to cut it off. Not really on the same wavelength there, the Crows forwards. Farrell wanting to go into the middle of the ground. Doesn't have that option, though. So, again, he just sends a high ball towards half forward once again. Georgiades almost uncontested. Takes a great mark. He wheels around looking for an option. Doesn't really have one. He's probably too far out to score, I would say. He's looking, and now he goes in short. Drew went up. Well done there from Michele going back hard. Going in hard as well was Laird. Burgoyne drags him down. Georgiades tapped it out to Drew. Jones couldn't grab it cleanly for Port. Fighting hard again was McEntee, and now Crouch. Hinge gets it on the left boot. High towards the wing again. In front was Zirk Thatcher. Walker brought it to ground. Ricochets now to Rochelle, who sockets it out wide smartly to Keys, who can gather and go. Dribbling ball down towards half forward in Rankin. It's a 2-on-1 inside the forward 50 here for the Crows. He goes longer to Brayden Cook. Great kick there from Rankin. And a chance here for the Crows' 5th goal. Kicked 3 goals last week, Cook, coming off that wing. And a big chance here to give the Crows a 23-point lead. So Cook goes around the body, snaps through, a big goal for the Crows. Rankin with 2 goal assists early, Cook with his first. Just looking at the early statistics, of course, Darcy Fogarty has got the 2 goals for the Crows so far. Leading disposal getters on the ground, Jake Soligo had a brilliant year so far with the 7, along with Matt Crouch. And on Port Adelaide's side, Ollie Wines with the 6, Rosie with the 5. I think best on ground right now is probably Darcy Fogarty with 2 goals. But Mark Keane's had a brilliant start to this game. So back in the middle we go. Sweet with the tap down. Horne-Francis shrugged off Dawson. Just flipped him over. Drew did well. Handball to Butters against the grain. Had to fight back hard. Kicks it towards centre half forward. Back with the flight was Riley O'Brien. Missed it. McEntee just spikes it forward, hoping for a Port teammate. Hinge got dragged down by Drew, and it'll be another forward stoppage. Port Adelaide had quite a few of these forward stoppages early, but it had no impact on them. Crows have done really well on the defensive structures. Riley O'Brien taps it down. Hinge missed the handball to Curtin. Bouncing ball. Drew did well. Butters did well to find the handball to Burton, who sends a high ball. It's going to go right. And Keane saw it hit the boundary line, I think. Yeah, it's a boundary throw in here. So tucked up in the pocket here. Keane's more than happy to play it on, but I don't think he's going to fool him. It looked like it hit the line, didn't it? Oh, no, it hit the post. Yeah, that hit the post. He wasn't in a perfect position like the commentary said, but because he stood behind the post, he didn't see it hit the post. Oh, that's a shit decision anyway. Back in the ruck contest. So Brian up against Dixon. Dixon little tap down. Drew trying to gather. Crouch did really well. Ricochets off Chase Jones. Now Michael Annie to Hinge. Clearing ball's been cut off by Boak. So just inside the forward 50. Hooks it across the 50. Great kick to Jace Burgoyne. Great kick in the end. What a big game he had last week. Jace Burgoyne was one of their best against St Kilda on Friday night. They're giving him a spot in the last few weeks, and he's done really well off that wing roll. Great kick there from Travis Boak, though. 30th showdown for him. Absolutely insane. But Jace Burgoyne, son of a club legend, straight in front. He's hooked it to the left, so another miss here for Port. A couple of missed opportunities early. So the Crows can go now. Fogarty just outside the defensive 50. Working up the ground quite a bit. Kicked 2 goals so far. Goes back to Butts. Weird decision. Oh, short little kick from Butts is dreadful. And now the Power can turn it over. Georgiades to Butters. Over the top is Burn Jones, who goes even shorter. And what a dreadful kick there from Burn Jones. That is a dreadful kick. So, Adam's on the fall. We have free kick to Jordan Butts. And I bet you my house that I don't have, he's going to go long down the line, which he does. High ball. Up goes Fogarty at the back. O'Brien did well. Wasn't so great with the handball, though. Drew. Now Burn Jones tucked up on the boundary line. And Jordan Butts gathers it nicely. Good mark. Jordan Butts, I think, again, will go long down the line. Jenny, Crows fan. It started well. So Butts goes high and long once again. O'Brien's for hope here against Zirk Thatcher. Did well to bring it to ground. Horn Francis gathered it. With the pressure is Dawson. Got on his right boot. Horn Francis towards half forward. Out the back. McEntee trying to get on the right boot. Nice little handball to Burn Jones. Dribbling ball to the top of the goal square. Jace Burgoyne. Great picker. Snaps on goal. And another wasted opportunity there for Port. Weird decision there for Darcy Burn Jones to dribble it to the top of the goal square. Odd decision. I feel like at that point you might as well kick for goal. Why would you dribble it to the top of the goal square? Immediately the player's going to be under pressure. Port Adelaide have dominated the inside 50 count so far. They've had 17 inside 50s to the Crows 8, but have been woeful on their opportunities inside their forward 50. The Power again, pump it back in through Bergman. Absolute tumble punt inside. Read it well there, Burn Jones with the gather. Held without it for a moment. McEntee got it to Boak. Great little dance step from Travis Boak. Can he start the fire for Port Adelaide? You bet he can. Great finish from the star of Travis Boak. 30th showdown. And that may be his best highlight so far. What a finish from Travis Boak. Age will not weary him. That is a great goal from Travis Boak. A lot of talk in the off-season towards the end of last year if he should go on. Port Adelaide gave him the decision. He said, I'm good to go. He's had a couple of good games so far this season as well. Hasn't missed a beat. Great little dance step there on Nan Curvis. Broke his ankles. For some reason, Keane said it was touch. Don't know enough about that, but... Oh, they're going to pay it touch. No way. Don't do it. No. It hit the post. That was a great kick. No. Well, sorry, Port fans. It's going to be taken off. So it's going to be a point. Travis Boak sees a little bit of the funny side about it, but that's unlucky. It did hit the post. It's a good call from the. It's a good stop there from the arc, but it's unlucky because it was a great kick. It was a great finish too. So now Keane did well to pass. Georgiades on the mark. Sends an absolute floater towards the wing. Bending towards Walker. Couldn't grab it. Sweet. Broke through one tackler. Now sends the ball forward. Dawson. Good gather in the end. Takes his full measure. Sends it back down the wing for Fogarty. Good work there from Burton. Fogarty got the elbow out there on Houston. And taken out of bounds. So just over 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. Port Adelaide have had 18 inside 50s for 1 goal for. The Crows have had 8 inside 50s for 5 goals. The Crows have done really well on efficiency. The Power have been pretty well dreadful, but it does show they do have their chances. Boak fighting hard in the stoppage. Sweet. Great tackle on Saligo. Let it go. And now Port can go. Drew. Butters did well. Horn Francis, he takes a bit of a run, takes a second bounce. He's breaking away from Scholl. Low ball aside to forward 50. Was brilliant from Jason Horn Francis. Hits up Willie Rioli. And Port Adelaide desperately need this goal. How you doing, AFL GOAT? I actually took the Crows. Great kick there, off the line there from Horn Francis. That was brilliant. Just broke away through sheer speed. So Rioli. Big opportunity here for Port Adelaide's second goal. They do need it. He comes in with a slow approach. But cool, calm and collected is Willie Rioli. And Port Adelaide get their second. Great work there from Horn Francis. Just broke away from Scholl. There's been so many times in his early career at Port Adelaide where he's just chucked his team over his shoulder and says, I'll take us home, boys. And that was a great effort. So O'Brien with a tap down here. Drew coming through. Houston did really well. Broke through a couple. Left Rochelle in his wake. Gives it off to Wines. Held without it there, Marshall, and he'll get the free kick. So a chance here for 2 late goals here for Port Adelaide. Jordan Butts did really well. He just grabbed the arm there of Todd Marshall. And he got a bit lucky there because Marshall didn't put the hands out to take the mark. Tried to take it on the chest. And if Butts didn't actually grab his arm there, he may have actually been able to spoil it. But Todd Marshall, one of the best set shot kicks in the comp. Hopefully, I haven't mozzed him. He'll kick from just outside 50. Runs a little bit of an arc. Sends it long. And a straight through the middle. 2 late goals to Port Adelaide. They're back within 8. Great finish from Todd Marshall. He's one of the few players in the AFL that you'd put your house on kicking the set shot. That was a great finish. It's a true art, the set shot goal kicking nowadays. So many players mess it up. But Todd Marshall, simple setup. And keep it simple is sometimes the way to work it. 28 seconds to go in this first quarter. The Crows have conceded a couple late ones. But really, Port Adelaide should probably be in front with the amount of inside 50s they've had and the territory they've had in this first quarter. So from the tap down once again. O'Brien won it down well to Laird. Handball outside to Dawson. Trying to break away from Bergman. Just got a kick away, but only as far as Houston. Had a really good first quarter, Dan Houston. Goes in short to Wines. They can maybe even get another one here, Port Adelaide. He gives it off. Now Burton streaming through. Long towards half forward again. Going hard there was Marshall. Georgiades, in fact, spoiled away from him. And with 3 seconds to go in the first quarter, you would think this will be the quarter time score. So here we go. Umpire throws it in. Sweet tries to thump it forward. But the siren sounds for quarter time. And the Crows, after a really hot start, 5 of the first 6 goals, Port Adelaide with 2 late ones. See them only down by 8 points at quarter time. Scores are Adelaide, 5 straight goals, 30 to the Power, 3-4, 22. All right, let's bring up the... Where is it? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Christ. No, I can't shake this feeling anymore. Can't shake this feeling anymore. Okay. So, about to start the second quarter, guys. So here we go. Second quarter about to get underway. Crows with the hot start. 5 of the first 6 goals. Port Adelaide would have pegged back too late. How you doing, Fred? Yeah, not too bad, man. How was your day? So Sweet with the tap down. Horne-Francis was held. He'll get the free kick. So Horne-Francis had a really good first quarter for Port Adelaide. So he plays on now. Sends it towards half forward. Huge pack of players there. Dixon just got a little bit misfooted. McEntee got dragged down by Worrell. Got the handball away. Curtin gave it out the back to Keane. Clearing ball outside the defensive 50 for the moment. Got out past Williams and now the Crows can go. Cook. Little kick over the top to Fogarty. They've got some space out the back here, the Crows. He goes for Dawson. Terrible kick. Zirk Thatcher came off his man. That was brave and he did really well. Burton broke past one. Did well to find Drew. Works it inside. Good kick to Sweet. Great work there from Brendan Zirk Thatcher. It was a terrible kick by Fogarty, but he made the brave move to move up to Dawson and did really well with the play. So Bergman, long kick on the outer wing now. Georgiades takes the mark. Been a bit quiet so far. So Georgiades just sends a high ball towards half forward once again. Dixon brought it to ground. Butters, great rove. Handball at the back, miss Horne-Francis, but Rosie gathers. Handball wasn't the greatest. Working hard here is Marshall. Now Dixon gives it off to Butters towards the pocket. Missed Drew there. Working hard is Cook. He clears it away towards the wing. Dawson in a one-on-one. Burton did well to bring it to ground. Radicalier got boot to ball only just towards the 50. Worrell did well. Now Rankin over the top of Saligo. Got dragged down by Butters. Georgiades. It'll be a free kick going Saligo's way. You're watching it, going for the Crows? Okay, man. Do you go for the Crows or are you just a supporter of them tonight? Short little kick now. Nankervis. Now Shoal. So just in front of the interchange gates here, Lockie Shoal. Early stages, second term. Goes for the kick on the lead. Finds Fogarty. So it looks like Jordan Dawson's playing a little bit more forward in this second term to start off things. He goes for the long kick towards the half forward. Great work from Bergman. Did well in front of Rankin. So now Bergman sends it back towards that wing. Marshall's there. Butts brought it to ground. Going hard is McEntee. Spins a full 360 with no real purpose about it, but gives it off to Marshall now. Low kick to half forward is brilliant. Hit up Georgiades. He's got Drew. He decides to give the handball to Butters. Has to make him run for it though. Did well to find back to Georgiades. Dawson. Good tackle. Good pressure here from the Crows. McEntee looking for a handball. Got it off to Rosie. Works it back inside. Good kick. Finds Lockie Jones. I'm a Sydney Swan supporter. So now Williams in the middle of the Adelaide Oval. Has a little lead up. That's where he goes. Drew. Probably too far out to score. He's got Marshall, Horne-Francis, who leads. He decides not to do that. He's going to hold it up. He may have to just send a high ball back inside the forward 50 once again. You're a Cats fan. Yeah, they've been very good so far this season. But clearing spoil did well. Curtin out the back to Worrell. Got it on the boot. High ball. Key sits under it a little. Did well to bring it to ground though. Now Chase Jones over the top to Saligo. Tapped it towards Walker. Tried to struggle. The tackle did well. Handball over the top to Saligo who can run onto it. Got dragged down by Bergman. Great tackle. That's better from Port Adelaide. Great play there from Miles Bergman. Just when Saligo thought he was away, Bergman dragged him down. So now he sends a high ball towards half forward again. Dixon wrapped up Keane, and it's another free to Mark Keane. No, it's going to go Riley O'Brien, in fact. Dixon looks a little bit bemused, but I've never really seen him agree with the umpires on giving a free kick away. So Keane, out wide now, finds Curtin. He's had a pretty good start, Dan Curtin. Takes his full measure on his left boot. Long kick to Dawson, got his hands up. Did well. He wants to go, Dawson. Already wants 2 showdown medals in his career. Sends it inside the full 50. At the back was Rankin. Courage there. Fogarty was coming the other way with Radicalier. Didn't take a backward step there, Rankin. Didn't get collected, which was lucky. And it goes out of bounds. You gonna go watch the game? That's all good, Fred. Thanks for joining the stream. That's alright if you don't come back. All good. I understand if you're gonna watch the game. The umpire throws it in half forward here for the Adelaide Crows. Tap down, Rosie. Try to get a kick away, got dragged down immediately. Horn Francis got dragged to ground by Chase Jones. Fighting hard and be a ball up. So about 45, 50 metres out from the Crows' goal. Back in the ruck once again. O'Brien won it down. Horn Francis trying to break away. Crouch rats him up. O'Brien with a tap down. Rosie did well, ricochets to Burton. Sends an absolute spiral towards the wing. Marshall did well to bring it to ground. Worrell got dragged down by Rioli. In fact, it's Michael Annie. He'll be a ball up. So O'Brien taps it out the back. Saligo got taken high. It'll be a free kick. He gives it off to Crouch. May have not been ready too much for it. Gives it out the back now. Michael Annie, great kick out wide. Hits up Nankervis, who went one way, then back inside. The kick's dangerous, though. Rochelle got met hard. And now he can go with Jones. Got dragged down by Saligo. Great pressure. Nankervis, Worrell, Crouch. And now Nankervis again. Great work with the hands here, the Crows. Rochelle out the back did well. Handball wasn't the best. Worrell can gather. Sends it inside the forward 50. And the power cut it off through Boak. Boak wants to go. Wide kick to Rioli. Keane lolled him up for the moment. Dixon's out the back here. That's where he goes now. Michael Annie did well, but Dixon was better. Good grab. So he's about 55 metres out from goalie, Dixon. He may just have to tread water a little. He's got the lead up of Marshall. He decides not to go there. He's got Butters about 15 metres in front of him. Dixon a little bit uncertain, so he's just going to kick around the perimeter. Hits Bergman. So Bergman has the full 50 to kick into here. So it looks like Bergman's just going to send it long once again. Dixon's there. Georgiades couldn't get a clean run at it. It gets at the back for Rioli. Threw a boot at it! And it's gone through for a behind. A little bit unlucky there, Rioli. May have been held, but luckily the Crows get away with that one. Nankervis in the defensive 50. Wanting to go long. Takes his time. He's got Fogarty out the back here with Radicalea. Did well there, Radicalea. May not, though. High free kick goes Fogarty's way. So now Fogarty wants to go. Sends a long ball towards half forward. 1-on-1 is Walker. Got hands to it. Probably should have marked. Did well to tap it out towards Keys. Handball forward. Gets out the back of Rochelle. Butters. Got met hard there. Darcy Bone-Jones did well. Williams. And now Bergman clearing ball. 2-on-1 here in the Crows' favour. Georgiades has got to fight. And Fogarty's there. Did well. Met hard with Dixon. Two hard nuts. Big balls on the wing. And now it's a free kick to the Crows. So it was a high free kick going. I think it's Michael Annie's way. Still 12.5 minutes in the second term. Not much has been done on the scoreboard. Nankervis gives it to the runner. Michael Annie inside the forward 50. Rankin got the hands up. Did well, took a good mark. Rankin went the ball. Williams tried to look for body. And Isaac Rankin takes a good grab. So Isaac Rankin only had the 5 touches so far, yet to trouble the scorers. So Isaac Rankin, he'll kick from just inside the forward 50, and that's nice. That's really nice from Isaac Rankin. First goal of the second quarter for the Crows. Christ. There it is. There it is. So back in the middle we go. Crows will try to get the clearance through Soligo, smothered well. Fighting hard there is Keys, went to ground, now Butters, snatched it from him. Handball over the top, somehow found Rosie. And he saw O'Brien and said, I got you covered. The kick was dreadful though. Kicked it straight into his opponent. Houston did well to gather it. Keys coming off the back. Did well there, Butters to break away from him. Sends it inside the forward 50. Marshall 1-2, got it! Great grab from Todd Marshall. And Port Adelaide do need this one. So Willarioli currently off the ground with a hand injury, it seems. He should be right to come back on. He just got it trodden on. But now Todd Marshall. 10 goals, 7 from set shots this year. So he's been probably better in his past, but still better than 50%. So Marshall will kick from outside the forward 50. Kicks a long ball. And it just fades to the left late. Did well there, Burton takes the mark. So Port Adelaide were really wasteful against St Kilda last week. They got away with it. Don't know if they'll be able to tonight. Burton low kick inside 50 was great. Hits up Georgiades. Michael Annie could do nothing about that. It was a great kick there from Burton. He kicked it to the space. He made Georgiades go out on the run and take that mark. The Georgiades didn't really have his kicking boots on last week. Kicked 1 goal 4. Tucked up in the pocket. In front of the Crows fans. Can he kick a big goal? Mitch Georgiades. He's left it out to the right-hand side. And it's gone through for another behind for Port Adelaide. Wasted some big opportunities in this first half. 3 goals, 7. Faces 6 goals straight. Bad kicking is bad football. It's an old saying, but it's always true. Hinge goes out, little short kick to Michael Annie, who can take it his full measure at half back. Sends it long for Himmelberg. Did well there, Houston, from about 4 deep. Thumps it out of bounds. Wins it down there, sweet. Soligo should get there first. Got tackled well by Wines. Just got a handball away. Burgoyne out the back to Farrell. Long handball towards Burne-Jones. Did well. Couldn't gather it cleanly. Rioli did well to get boot to ball. Wines fighting hard there. Curvis did well to get the hands free and gives it off to Scholl. Outside of the boot kick was really nice from Scholl. Hits up Walker. Great kick. Walker kind of held up on the wing. Looks to switch it. Good kick in the end. And now Curtin sends it inside the forward 50. Gets out the back to Rochelle. Pushing the back will go Lockie Jones' way. So Port Adelaide. Chance here to respond. Bergman. Long kick in the middle of the ground. A bit dangerous, but Horne-Francis is out the back. Then let it go. Dreadful mistake. Soligo. Short little kick wasn't 15 to land. Goes with a long ball. It may bounce through. Lockie Jones gets there in time. He's got a little bit of time here. Bergman, short little kick, hits up Houston. The Port Adelaide living dangerously a little bit in the last few minutes. Kick out wide to Jordan Sweet. Got good ability though. Goes along with the kick. Worrell, great hands. Great mark there from Worrell. True centre wing out aside. Still 8 minutes to go in the second term. Heaps of time. Port Adelaide really need to capitalise on the scoreboard. But the Crows are doing really well. They look really efficient when they go forward. So Dan Curvis. So he goes long. Towards Himmelberg and Fogarty. Radicale got a fist to it. Did really well. thumped it out of bounds. So about 40 metres out from the Crows' goal. Jake Saligo right now, probably in front for the showdown medal. He's had a brilliant start to this one. He's had 12 touches in this first half, Jake Saligo. He's had a brilliant start. Himmelberg, little tap out the back. Chase Jones towards Saligo, man, we just talked about. Just out of the grasp of Rochelle. Burgoyne, great tackle there from Rochelle. Locked up an arm. Be a ball up. Right on centre half forward. Sweet did well to tap it down to Burgoyne. Now Butters going backwards, about to get dragged down from... No, he broke away there really well from Shoal. Outside kick was nice. Hit up Jones again. He's had a lot of touches, Lockie Jones, in this first half. Burton over the top to Farrell, who can take a bounce. About to get dragged down by Dawson. Got the kick away towards Dixon. Keane took the front spot and took a good mark. He's had a brilliant year, Mark Keane. And he wants to go. Long handball. Hits up Michaelani. Works it out wide towards Fogarty. Gets at the back. Again, it's out of bounds. So forward half of the wing here on the Crows side. Just ticked under 7 minutes to go in this first half of the Showdown 55. Himmelberg with the tap down. Burgoyne got immediately met by two Crows. Got the handball out somehow. Laird. Crouch. And now Himmelberg got a kick away towards half forward. And it'll be out of bounds. Just kicking to space almost. So about 55 out from the Crows' goal. Himmelberg, little tap out the back, almost got to Dawson. Farrell, read it well. Absolute mongrel into the middle of the ground towards Dixon. Marshall gets there, couldn't gather it. Now Kurt and Michaelani got a high one. Dixon give away another free kick. I think that's the fourth of the night so far. And plenty to come, you would think. Wide kick hits Curtin. Oh, that's a 50. Oh, they got a bit lucky there, Port Adelaide. So Curtin, short kick. So now Keane. Into the middle of the ground. Good kick. Long kick again. Just leaving a little bit too much space here, Port Adelaide on the Crows. Crouch has the ball. He can work it in short. Good little kick to Rochelle. Hasn't really broken into this game so far. He's got a couple of options in the pocket. And the kick is a nice looking option. Hits up Lockie Shoal. Did well there, Walker. Just held his ground just a little bit, so then Zerk Thatcher couldn't immediately go to Shoal. So Lockie Shoal to give the Crows a 17-point lead. He snaps on the left. Hooking! Got it! Good finish, Lockie Shoal. Had to finish it. He told Walker, no, I've got this covered. In my word did he do that. Great finish. So back in the middle we go. The Crows, now Curvis about to get dragged down. Just got a handball away. In fact, he got him high. So again, the Crows will get the ball forward. Tumble punt towards the wing. Did well there. Rang going to tap it to Shoal. Hooked it across his body. Wasn't a great kick. Zerk Thatcher trying to gather it. Then Burgoyne got a high one from Cook. Won't be paid though. May have been ducking maybe, I guess. Or looking for the high one. Still time here for Port Adelaide, but they're just wasting so many opportunities when they go forward. Sweet with the tap down. Fighting hard as Rosie to get rid of it. Scholl locked him up, not long enough though. Now Burgoyne sends the ball towards half forward. Keane dropped the mark. Probably the first time he's done that. Dixon feigned the give. Then went long to Rioli in a 2-on-1. Crows have the numbers and Jordan Butts goes back well. So just under 5 minutes to go in this first half. So now Butts goes to the long kick down the wing. Horne-Francis in front. O'Brien out the back. Neither could gather. Now Burgoyne sends a tumbler towards half forward. Free kick's been ripped out. And it's going to go to the Crows. I think it's downfield. The Jordan Sweet, yeah, he grabbed an arm there of Rory Laird. It'll be a free kick on the wing. Just ticked under 4 minutes. Rory Laird has it. He goes long. Himmelberg's there, so is O'Brien. Neither could gather. Rankin just slapped it forward. Only as far as Williams, who gets it on the boot. Really good kick in the end. Somehow found Jordan Sweet. Had a pretty good first half, Jordan Sweet. Obviously, Ivan Soldo out tonight. Sweet goes long, not a very good kick. And there's another free kick given away from Charlie Dixon. I said a few moments ago he's going to give away a couple more free kicks. And he's given away yet another one. This time then Curvis will take it. They want to switch it here, the Crows. Good mark there from McHenry. Plays on in the middle of the ground. Dangerous looking kick. Rosie read it well. Spoiled it away. Drew couldn't gather it. Chase Jones coming through hard. And now the Crows can go. Saligo breaks away. Kicks it short to Shelley, who plays on. Went back to Saligo. Back to Rochelle. Handball out wide to Dawson. Captain Dawson from 50. Drives a long ball for Fogarty. Couldn't mark. Great work there from Burton. Knocked it through for their first minor scorer of the night. And it is a rush behind. So it's 18 points right now. Not out of it, of course, Port Adelaide. They keep on having opportunities, but they're so wasteful. So now Burton wants to go long. Works it in short. Finds Zirk Thatcher. He wants to give it back to Burton. Probably a smart idea not to. If I'm the Crows right now, I'm extremely happy with a 3-goal lead. Wants to switch the players, Zirk Thatcher. He does well, Bergman. So right half back is Miles Bergman. Hasn't got a lot out here though. He's got Mackenzie on the wing. That's pretty much his option there with Burn Jones. Not a good kick at all. Nankervis cuts it off. It's Nankervis. Can they get a late one here, the Crows? Really put the pressure on Port Adelaide. Michael Annie takes the mark in the middle of Adelaide Oval. Sends it towards half forward. Rankin gets out. Did well. Probably should have marked it. Play on, Saligo. Back to Rankin. Couldn't break the Butters tackle. Oh, he did! He broke 2! And... oh, it's a high fend off against Rankin. Okay. No, that was tough. Anyway. Butters in short. Missed the kick on Rosie. Port under pressure again. Great pickup from Saligo. Crouch out the back. O'Brien jams it on the boot. Long ball towards Himmelberg. It gets out the back. Will it bounce through? Williams did well. Another rush behind for the Crows. They're peppering. They want to get to halftime right now, Ken Inkley. He wants to talk to his troops. They've been good, but they just haven't put enough on the scoreboard. And the Crows are threatening late in this quarter to really take away from them. Put on a good lead. Farrell into the back pocket. And now Williams drives it long. 2-on-1. Good mark there from Dixon. That's better. He wants to go. Sends it long. 1-on-1 here. Georgiades went up. Keane did well again. And now Michael Annie. He's under pressure. Got a kick away and did well. Hits up Dawson. So Jordan Dawson at halfback. I think he knows that if the Crows take a 19-point lead in the halftime, they'll be more than happy with that. Ecstatic. He goes long. Again, O'Brien did well. Thumped it out of bounds. So we just ticked under a minute. Right in front of the Crows interchange gates. The umpire will throw it in. Tap down there from O'Brien. Fighting hard. Got the handball out. Did well. And now McHenry jams it on the boot towards half forward. Rankin couldn't bring it down. Himmelberg and Zirk Thatcher lock up. It'll be a ball up. So a late chance here for the Crows. Back in the ruck. Sweet won it down. Dawson gathered it well. Sweet drags him down and his teammate and Rosie. It'll be a ball up right on the Telstra logo on 50. Free kick's been ripped out from the ruck. It's going to go to Jordan Sweet. So maybe Port Adelaide with a late chance. If Jordan Sweet wants to risk it, there's still 30 seconds. Sweet looking long, but he's not looking too fussed about going quickly. He eventually sends it towards Rioli in a one-on-one. Did well, but Michael Andy's going to get the free kick. So a late chance here for the Crows. Michael Andy wants to go. Kick on the lead, hits up Fogarty. He's got 11 seconds. Can he go? He dance-stepped around Sweet. He goes long for Himmelberg. Zerk Thatcher, good grab. So that'll get us to half-time. Zerk Thatcher has the football. And right now the Crows lead it by 19 points at half-time. The Crows 7-2-44 to Port Adelaide 3-7-25. Alright guys, we'll be back at half-time. After half-time, sorry, so about 20 minutes. So we'll just put on our podcast here for 20 minutes, guys. Hope you enjoy it. We'll be back in about 20. G'day guys, welcome back to the Brown and Riders podcast, episode 61. We have a lot to talk about today. The suspensions over the weekend, of course. We have some surprise retirement news. We'll be taking a look at Hawthorn as well, and of course we'll be taking a look at the tips, the AFL fantasy breakdown, and of course our World Sports segment. So let's roll the intro and get straight into it. And then Rankin from the pocket, don't tell me, Isaac Rankin!
Yeah.
He's just got the license for a brothel.
Well, I think Gather Round's going to be AFL this next season.
It's at the handle at the back. Nick Dankos to get the pies home. He's done it. So as always, joined by my brother in Jack. So Anzac round, what a round it was really. I mean, we started with Melbourne and Richmond. That was a pretty crap game. The real start to Anzac round was between Essendon and Collingwood. What a game that was.
Yeah, it was, lived up to the hype, and I think with all the games this round, I think you just saw who the actual contenders are for finals and who are just not going to make it this season.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with you. The likes of like the Bulldogs and that, I think were pretty clear. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it this year. They are pretty competent against teams that are around, below them or whatever. But when they get to the teams up the top, they're going to, I think, struggle. And on the likes of St Kilda, I think their shot.
They can't keep winning score.
Yeah.
Have you seen the damning stat that if they concede more than 70 points, they concede more than 70 points, they can't win.
That's not good.
That's a.
If you can't kick more than 11 and a half goals, you're not going to win games of footy.
Yeah.
I mean, regularly anyway.
Yeah. So they just can't. They're just not going to be able to make finals with that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people picked that at the start of the year that St Kilda just can't do that. It just won't be able to get there again like they did last year. And because now they haven't banked the wins at the start of the season like they did last year, they're going to struggle now, I think. I think Collingwood was still doing okay. We obviously saw the Anzac Day game. They look good. Essendon look good, but there's still a question mark for me because we've seen them perform for half a year for a while now and then just don't show up for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Or they don't show up at the start of the year and then the rest of the year they, win some big games and then they scrape themselves into finals, make up the numbers. So if they can perform for 3/4 of a season to a whole season, they'll be big this year.
Yeah, exactly.
So, because they've only played really one and a half bad games, really.
Yeah.
They had a pretty poor, maybe against St Kilda, they had a pretty poor start to that, but other than that, I think
they've really only had one bad game, which was against Port Adelaide.
Yeah, Adelaide Oval as well, which is a pretty hard game to win, and they kind of got away with it against the Crows. But anyway, let's get into a couple of quick news stories. First of all, we've got a couple of suspensions to talk about. One was revealed today that Mabior Chol has been given one match for a hit behind the ball against Errol Goulden. I mean, it's going to happen now. You can't do that anymore. 1 week to Riley West. Oh, that was a pretty weak bump.
Most people are saying it wasn't a bump, and they're just saying that Yeah,
I don't think it was
he should
much.
get off. Yeah, that he should get off.
I mean, I don't like the action, but he barely touched him.
Mm.
I think they'll be reversed. Like on impact, it's below whatever.
Low.
Below low.
low.
That's not going to get much. And then probably the biggest news story of suspensions this week is Jack Higgins, given 3 weeks for his sling tackle on a relier.
I think it's an overreaction.
You think it's an overreaction?
Yeah.
What do you think he should have got?
To be honest, I don't think he should have got anything. Maybe a week. Because of the fact is that we've all seen the vision that Aaliyah was trying to kick the ball, and because of the momentum of him trying to kick it, Higgins dragged him down, and it just was always going to look bad.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't think I think it had to be at least. I don't know. It's hard because I feel like this one's different to like let's say Peter Wright. I know it's a very different obviously to Peter Wright, but I'm saying that like Peter Wright braced himself or whatever. I don't, and he didn't take duty of care with Harry Cunningham. I think it's a lot different with this one on the likes of. I don't think Jack Higgins. It's not like he didn't have a duty of care with Aaliyah. He was literally in the momentum of tackling, and he just as Aaliyah tried to swing his foot onto it, he swung him down.
Yeah.
I think 3 weeks is an overreaction. I tend to agree with you. I do think maybe a week or two should have sufficed. I think that's pretty fair enough.
Yeah. I think if he gave it 2, St Kilda probably would have still challenged it, but it was you could see some ways that they can get it 2 weeks, but 3 weeks. I just think that the tribunal's either just going to chuck it straight out, or it's going to be a long process and he'll get a week.
Can the tribunal bring it down to a week? I thought they can't.
I don't. I think it's just going to be the matter of like the impact and stuff like that, because the resulting thing was because the result was a concussion. It's going to be hard to make it go away. In a way, I think it's going to be hard to throw it out because he get concussed.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. That's why I think they had to give him something.
Yeah,
but what was Jack Higgins really supposed to do in that situation?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, I know people are going to sit there and say, "Oh, a couple of weeks ago we said that Peter Wright, Peter Wright really had nothing else he could have done. Peter Wright could have put his knee up and tried to mark the ball.
Yeah.
Peter Wright could have done something else. I feel like Jack Higgins couldn't have done anything else. It's not like he wasn't slinging him to the ground.
No.
He was tackling him, and because of the momentum of Aaliyah swinging his boot at it, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think, look, it had to be a week or two because of the head injury, the head knock, and it's just unlucky sometimes. There's not much you can do.
We are still playing a contact sport.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I hear that argument. Sometimes people, I think, use it a lot of the time in the wrong way. It's like, oh, well, you're in a contact sport. You're supposed to expect concussions. It's like, no.
No.
I mean, look, it is inevitable. You probably are going to maybe get a head knock. You're going to get a head knock in footy. That's understandable. But if a player doesn't take duty of care when you're going back with the flight or that sort of scenario, then it's just not going to... You're going to get weeks for it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to take a duty of care. But I don't think Jack Higgins didn't take the duty of care that he was supposed to. I think he did everything he could. And it's just unlucky that the circumstances, like the different circumstances that eventually ended up in Aaliyah getting concussed. So that's really all our thoughts on that. I think he's probably a little bit of overreaction, like you said. I think that's kind of fair enough. And he is a Port fan too, guys. So, just... obviously take
I'm
that.
pissed. I'm still pissed.
You should have been fucking given service.
I'm pissed that he got concussed because he can't play this week. But
that's the most.
So yeah, that should have been 5-6 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the showdown coming up. Another interesting news story. Not for this game, but for the Adelaide Crows is the fact that Rory Sloane has retired effective immediately.
Yeah.
I think it's effective immediately. Yeah. So big news. Obviously, Rory Sloane was injured the last couple of years, and he's had a lot of injuries over the past 2 years or so. I know he's had a lot of stuff with his eye and other sort of stuff. So he's announced his retirement from the Adelaide Crows. Really big for them. I mean, he's one of the players a couple of years ago who could have decided to leave to go to St Kilda. He decided to stay at Adelaide and continue with the group. He was the captain for quite a while, especially when Taylor Walker decided to. Well, they threw it away from him. Essentially, it's a really big loss for Adelaide. He's one of the better midfielders in the competition for quite a while.
how many All-Australians he got? He got All-Australian... He was the All-Australian vice-captain in 2016, so in those couple of years when the Crows were right up there, he was... Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, it's good on him for retiring. 255 games, 16 years of footy, so amazing for him. Great job. Good career from him. Missed out on the grand final. I'm not going to say I was disappointed, but at the end of the day, I mean, he's a very good footballer, a very good person as well, I believe, and well, from what I've seen, and you know, good on him. Congratulations, Rory Sloane.
Yeah.
Rory, fucking come on, bro. That's a bit of a child's name. I mean, fucking, how many adult people do you know who's named Rory?
Well, you got Rory Sloane,
Other
you got
than the-
Rory Laird, you got Rory Lobb.
Alright, so unless you're a footballer, do you know anyone who's named Rory?
No, not many.
I don't
No.
think anyone does. You have any kind words to say about Rory Sloane?
He was a yeah, he was yeah. I thought
He's stumbling because he's a Port fan.
it's hard to come up with a thing when you're biased because you're a Port fan, but he was a good player and he was a very good leader for the Crows, and for the he always played the role that he always played the hard role. I thought that he would always play the captain's role, that he set the standards. I thought so.
He's very big as well when Dangerfield left too.
Yeah, when they lost those players over after the premiership or the grand final, he was the one that did stay with them. That he could have just left like to St Kilda, like you said, but he stood with them and he got them at.
Well, someone got him out of it.
He's still there, still in there, but yeah,
I think it was probably the right time. I don't think he was going to be getting back into that best team nowadays.
No, you could see it last year. He was still not. He wasn't.
He was playing as a sub a couple of games
Yeah,
too, and he's not really a sub.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, I think it's the right time for him. Obviously, with the injury concerns, he's got a family now. I think it's fair enough.
Yeah, and they said it could be permanent if he came back into football. So
what was the injury?
the eye injury. So
okay.
it could be permanent. So you don't want to risk it.
Yeah,
and be
exactly.
and permanently
Maybe your eye. There's
Yeah.
more to life than football, and I mean he's what 30. He'd be 33, 34. Still a lot
something
of life
like
to go.
that. Yeah.
It's pretty ancient for an AFL football.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life, there's a lot more to go. Anyway, so this week, of course, the last game of the round was Sydney versus Hawthorn. Massive win from the Swans. Absolutely brilliant performance.
Pretty bloody easy.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It was a pretty easy win from Sydney. I watched that whole game, and at 3/4 time, I was on my phone getting ready to make the video because I was like, "We got this done, boys. We got this done." Cheers.
Well, they
appreciate
kicked
the video.
3 goals in the first quarter. No, sorry, 2 goals in the first quarter of the Hawks, and they kicked 1 goal in every other quarter. So yeah.
Well, did you watch the game? You were.
I watched the last 2.5 quarters.
Oh.
So pretty much
So
most of the game.
You basically saw where Sydney dominated. Really.
pretty much. They pretty much.
Well,
Besides the fact that the Hawks actually showed a bit of grunt, it was when it was not needed in a way. That
I think it was a pretty dismal for Hawthorn. I'm going to be pretty honest with you. I think it was fucking a dismal performance from them. Like, look, I think the reason why I'm bringing this up is not to just fucking say how great Sydney is, because I mean we beat the 17th team. Whoop-de-doo. Who cares? I even said that in the review. But what I was talking about is last year, obviously, they did finish 16th on the ladder. But the big performances they had at the end of the year, people were thinking, all right, Hawthorn are going to improve and go on this year. But so far, it really hasn't gone to plan. They won 1 game, and it was against North Melbourne. Did they overachieve last year? Is that maybe the second half of the year anyway?
I think they did but it was mostly because they had the structure though. This year they've lost a lot of defenders. They didn't. Mitch Lewis has missed a few games through injury,
And he missed that Swans
and he
game
missed
too.
it. Was he laid out, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was named in the team on Friday, and then was taken out Sunday.
Yeah.
A couple of hours before the game.
I think that they've had a lot of injuries, and for such a young side, they need the experience. Like we saw with West Coast, like we saw this year, they've played good for the last 3 or 4 weeks. But with the experienced players coming back into the squad.
Yeah, like Elliot Yeo and Jeremy McGovern and Liam Ryan came back this week. It was pretty bad.
Yeah,
But, you know,
Waterman's come back in the last couple of weeks.
he's kicked
this
15
year.
goals
Yeah,
in 3 games.
yeah. So you're looking at that and you think compare that to Hawthorn, who's lost all their most of the experienced players.
Yeah, I think Luke Bruce is a massive loss for them.
Well, he pretty much guarantee you at least 1.5 goals a game.
Yeah,
and he give you contest.
Yeah, he give you something up forward.
Yeah.
He'd always be dangerous. You always have to put a really good player on him as well.
Yeah.
So
I
do think injuries are a part of it, but they are not playing the football they were at the end of last year.
Well, like we were saying last year, it was James Sicily or bust. If he was playing absolutely brilliant football in the second half of the year.
Yeah.
And they won those games because of him.
Australian squad from a team who's 16th on the ladder.
Yeah, and they won games because of his rebound intercept game.
The main thing is he can't do that this year because he has to play on a man.
Yeah.
So I do agree that Sicily is it's not a big loss because he's still there, but he's not playing that role that he's accustomed to. He's having to play on a man. It's very similar to Sydney last year when they had all their injuries. And Nick Blake, he had to play on someone. He couldn't play his rebound role. Now, obviously, different players, but there's similar of like they want to intercept, they want to run, they want to contribute to the play forward. They don't just have to lock down. So I think Hawthorn did kind of overachieve last year, the second half of the year, and I'm not just trying to sit here and bag them. But one of the big things I wanted to talk about was something that Sam Mitchell said after the game. And I'm going to be honest with you, Sam. I don't know why you said this because during the game you were very animated and very angry because he was yelling in the box. He ripped bloody Jack Scrimshaw.
He absolutely shredded him.
Now look, I was like, look, if I was a Hawthorn person, I would have been pretty unimpressed by that little bit late in the first quarter. Like, why did you go through the middle of the ground in a dangerous moment when the Swans kicked 3 goals in a row?
Yeah, and about 90 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, it's like just kick it down the line. Anyway, for some reason, Sam Mitchell said if you watched it without the scoreboard, you watched the boys in brown and gold, you would have said that they were having a crack. Look, they were having a crack. I'll give you that, but they also got beaten by 70 odd points.
Yeah.
And last week, I thought it was not a turning point, but I felt like last week they had a really good performance against North. And I felt like, okay, they haven't got the troops out there that they would like. But at the end of the day, they've still got players out there who can perform. They got Will Day back in the game. He looked okay, but they just didn't do much with the footy. Like they just turned it over and they were like slow with it. They just didn't have that burst of energy that they had last year, and it was just a little bit soft to see. Not soft. They weren't soft, I wouldn't say that, but they just weren't playing that football that they were last year. They weren't playing that exciting brand of football where you were excited to watch a Hawthorn game, especially in that second half of the year, because you were like, they're going to bring something and it's going to be exciting. And against Sydney, Sydney just ran all over them. And I think Sydney were very good, and they brought their pressure rating was above, I think, 180, 190 for the majority of the game. And I did say that in the review. It was good to see as a Swans fan, because Sydney against bottom teams this year have been pretty poor. We lost to Richmond, and against West Coast, you saw it. It was fucking terrible first half. And even in the second half, they were okay, but not that good. But, I mean, I think Sydney played well, but I don't think that they played amazingly to win by 76 points. Let's just put it that way. So, I don't know. I think the Hawthorn, I don't have too many worries for them yet. They're still a very young side. They could be even nearly younger than North Melbourne.
I know there's been some games the rounds this year that they've been the youngest side in the comp.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I believe them a lot more than North Melbourne. I want to talk about them in a minute because they're going to get. They've kind of got a I think they'll slide through this week because no one really gives a crap about them. But anyway, I just think that Hawthorn a little bit disappointing, and I don't know who they play this week. We'll look at that more in the tips. I haven't tipped them, I don't think. But I think they have the Bulldogs this week, actually.
They do, yeah.
Which is an interesting game, you know. But, I do think that maybe Chol being out, it's not, I don't think that's a massive loss. He'll be out. But it was interesting the crowd were getting, into him as well during the game.
They were giving him shit. Yeah, so.
They were giving, Bronx cheers and stuff. And I was like, look, that first half, he was pretty poor, I'll give you that. But in the second half, he did improve. And, he was a pretty big recruit in the off-season too. They were pretty happy to get him. And now, he's been okay so far. I wouldn't say he's been
I think it's been the fact is that Mitch Lewis has been out in a few games that he's had to take the biggest defender. Yeah, and I will say the one thing that Sam Mitchell did, I don't know why before the game they did take out Mitch Lewis, but they brought Ramsden in and put him in the start. Yeah, that's what I didn't get either. It's like, why he's just not the
They needed a third tall up there because Jack Gunston wasn't getting anywhere near it.
Well, Jack Gunston's, what was it? They kicked like 2 goals 7 this year.
Yeah.
But he's normally at least the other way around. So you'd think he'd kick 7 goals too. And they only brought him in because Hawthorn fans, members were pretty much begging for more experience in the forward line.
Yeah.
So,
which I mean is like fair enough, but also he's got to be kicking goals. He's got to be. He's still got to be performing to warranted being in the
then
team.
they started chucking him as the loose back. They're already down by 50 points. What's the point?
Yeah.
To be honest, like you're trying to get some more experience into these young defenders. To chuck a forward back as the loose, he's not really going to teach them much. He's like, oh well, he can be our saviour.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think if 50 points down already, what's the point of having a loose?
Yeah, I don't.
When Blakey went down the other end and was the loose down the other end and was the best player on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. So he dominated that game for Sydney, and it was one of his better games this year. Not that he's played that bad, but I do think that was his best game of the year so far because he just got to roam free.
Yeah,
and I mean, if James Sicily was able to do that, maybe they would be doing a little bit better. Who knows? So. I do think injuries are a big factor for Hawthorn, but they haven't performed very well the last couple of weeks. Well, they haven't performed very well. Alright guys, we're back with the second half. Sorry. Alright, here we go. From the tap down. Sweet fighting hard, couldn't gather it. Now Wines. Doing well, got the handball out. Dawson couldn't gather it cleanly. It was held a little bit, so Dawson will get the free kick. So now Dawson plays on. Sends it long. Inside the forward 50. Walker got it on his own in the pocket. Took a good grab. How you doing, Fred? Welcome back. So Taylor Walker kicked an early goal in the first quarter. Has been pretty quiet. Brendan Zerkatch actually had a pretty good game on him. Can Walker deliver here? The big kick. He goes long. To start the second half brilliantly for the Crows. Kicks a big goal. Yeah, the umpire pays the goal. And the Crows get the first goal of the second half. I think it's a goal. I don't think he saved that. I'm going to be honest, but anyway, hang on. No, we're not going to say it. So back in the ruck. Crows get the first goal of the second half. Butters dragged down well, and now Rankin will get the clearance inside the forward 50. Not a very good kick. Burton cuts it off. So Port Adelaide have not kicked the goal since the first quarter. Right now they're down by 25 points. Yeah, definitely a goal, Fred. So now Wines. Goes straight down the middle. Dangerous kick looking for Dixon. Brought it to ground. Did well. Rioli got dragged down by Michaelani. Rosie. Good tackle there from Saligo. Locked the arm up. Got rid of it somehow. I don't know if that was legal. Nonetheless, Dixon threw it away. I don't know about that. Now Rioli inside the forward 50. Marshall got two hands. Couldn't bring it down. Burn-Jones did well. Handball to Rioli who ducked the head. Bloke. Got tackled. No, let it go. Did well. Over the top to Burn-Jones, who got a handball away. Great scrambling defence here from the Crows. Jones clears here for Adelaide. Dixon stands under it. Good grab. So the Power can lock this one in. So Dixon doesn't have a lot of options. No lead-ups. They're just going to have to go long again. Absolute floater inside the forward 50. Couldn't be grabbed. Scholl. couldn't gather. Now over the top was Rosie. Georgiades couldn't gather it either. Laird almost dove on it, got rid of it. Worrell and Scholl takes it out. So forward pocket here for Port Adelaide. Of course, it was over the line. I don't know why we were looking at it again. Duh. Anyway. Duh. Anyway. Inside the forward 50 over Port. O'Brien won it down. Butters couldn't grab it. Now Hinge, Dawson, and now Laird again. Clearing ball outside the defensive 50. Absolute floated towards Himmelberg. Did well to bring it down. Great hands. Fogarty. And now Saligo's been best on ground so far. Did well to kick it short to Rochelle. He goes long. One-on-one for Ben Keys. Got the hands to it. Couldn't bring it down, though. Farrell locks him up. It'll be a ball up. He didn't mark that. It was a good decision from the umpire. That's not a mark. No way was that a mark. Great play there from Farrell. Should have marked that there, Ben Keys. From the tap down, neither could gather. Houston out the back to Lockie Jones under pressure. Clearing ball outside the defensive 50 for the moment. Bounces past Nankervis. Georgiades. Handball towards Burgoyne. Butters went to ground. Georgiades goes again. Left it behind. Chase Jones. Broke through a couple. Kick inside 50 was a mongrel. And now the power can counter. Jones put the ball to boot. Only as far as Hinge. Oh, did he mark that? Yeah, he did. So Hinge out the back to Butts. So the Crows right now got the power on breaking strain. Butts wide kick on the bounce to Fogarty. He's happy to set it out of bounds. Right now, Port Adelaide, a lot of questions to be answered. Yet to kick a goal in the last quarter and a bit. Wine's good tackle. Burgoyne couldn't get the handball away. Laird dove in and handball out of bounds. That'll be insufficient intent. No. Surprise, not insufficient intent anyway. So O'Brien won it down. Dawson just socketed it off the ground. Got it smothered. Ricochet off the umpire, I believe. Now Drew couldn't grab it cleanly. Nankervis got dragged down. And about 70 out from from the Crows' goal. Straight in front almost. Tap down there from O'Brien. Winds out the back to Houston. Working it through hands now. Rosie. Burton. Oh, they're playing with danger report. Burton sends it outside the defensive 50 only just. And Scholl good gather. And he turns and goes. Lockie Scholl had a good game. Kick inside forward 50. Great spoil there from Radicalair. Did really well there, Radicalair. So Somebody throws it in again. O'Brien taps it to the front. Keys gathered it well. Laird has a few options. Handballs it out wide and then curves. About to get dragged down by Rioli. That's what Port Adelaide needed. Great work from Willie Rioli. Can that lift them? Defensive actions like that can lift sides. And in a showdown like this, that's what can lift a team. Farrell streaming off half-back. Long, 1-on-2. Good mark there from Butts. Marshall did okay, but Butts was strong. Inside the middle of the ground, and Dawson's all on his own. He can bomb a long ball. Walker in a 2-on-1. It gets out the back, just missed Keys. Zerk Thatcher fighting hard with Keys and Rankin. Zerk Thatcher went to ground. Actually did really well there, Brendan Zerk Thatcher. Sweet won it down. Trying to get it out there, Farrell. Did well to clear it. Bouncing ball for Michaelani and Boak. Boak got rid of it somehow. Saligo got taken high. It'll be a free kick to Saligo. So now Saligo sends it inside the forward 50. Has an option. There is Fogarty. Couldn't mark Butters. Got rid of it. Turned it over though. Rochelle did well. And now Rankin inside out of job with a ripper. Oh, Rankin loved it. And the Crows out by 31. They're going to be hard to beat now. Great finish there from Isaac Rankin. And the Crows can do no wrong. Ominous signs right now for Port. They're getting well beaten. Great pressure in this third quarter from Adelaide. And Rankin, you could almost bank this going in as soon as Boot got the ball. So we are back in the middle of Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide need a lift. Tap down from Sweet. Saligo did well. Laird and the Crows get another clearance through Crouch. Towards centre half forward. Houston went up. Couldn't bring it down. Landed like a cat though. Took the ball well. Towards half forward. Butts again being good. Couldn't mark it though. Michael Annie. McEntee locks him up and it'll be a ball up. Port Adelaide I think need to make their sub. Jackson Mead. Probably give him a little bit more run through that middle of the ground. Maybe take off a tall forward. Either Georgiades or even Dixon, maybe. I don't know. It's really hard right now. They really need to add something. Port Adelaide. McHenry did well. Gathered a nice handball. Crouch looked for an option. Did well to find Keys. On his left boot, sends it long. One-on-one is Fogarty and Radicalaire. He goes to ground Radicalaire and he gets the free. He's had a pretty good night, Asava. He's had a really good night since Fogarty got 2 early goals. Radicalaire has done really well. So Radicalaire goes long. O'Brien won it down. Fighting hard there is McEntee. Did well there the Crows. Scholl and now Keane. Tumble punt towards half forward. McHenry did well. Back to Saligo. Inside kick just missed his teammate. And Houston cuts it off. Now Houston wants to go. Port Adelaide really need to go now. Goes long with the kick. Race Boyle coming across there from Worrell. Had a pretty good night, Worrell. O'Brien won it down. Horne-Francis overran it. Now Bergman. Handball got interrupted. Shouldered well. Crows are too slick at the moment. Laird over the top. McHenry. He can go in short with the kick. It's a nice option. Fogarty takes the mark. Immediately wanted to go. McHenry wasn't ready for it. And good tackle there from Lockie Jones. Shut it down. Should be pinned. He had an opportunity to handball it. Tap down from Sweet. Ricochet found Fogarty. Tried to break away. Good tackle, but just got a handball away to O'Brien. Inside the forward 50. Oh, Radicalaire went up. Couldn't mark it. Landed heavily. Meanwhile, with the play, Farrell off to Butters. About to almost get shut down by Walker. Leaves him in his wake. Tried to break away. Handball got interrupted. Crows did well. Jones off to Saligo. Jams it inside the forward 50, but Radicalaire's there again. Great work there from Radicalaire. Butters, a little bit ominous, that little play. Try to break through Rankin and Walker. So now Port Adelaide. Bergman at halfback goes in short to Georgiades. Down the wing. Missed Horne-Francis on the bounce. Keane gets there first. Looking inside. Step past Dixon. Handball wasn't so good. Horne-Francis takes it out of bounds. Port Adelaide yet to kick a goal in this second half. Yet to kick a goal since the first quarter. Sweet with a tap down in front of Butters. He keeps it in front of him. Did well there, Butters. Over the top to McEntee. Handball to Dixon, almost got smothered. Dixon trying to gather. Handball inside, missed his teammate. Great work there from the Crows again. Hinge got tackled though. Port Adelaide come back at it. Drew into the pocket. Dixon looking for a centering ball towards Burgoyne. Couldn't mark. Great Grove, great gather from Burne-Jones, but he snapped it too much. And another behind for Port Adelaide. In fact, that's their first score of the second half, I believe. And even 30 points. So Worrell now. Goes long. One-on-one for Fogarty and Wines. Good hands from Fogarty. He went to go. Feigned away. Just got a handball clear. Hinge. Good smother there from Burne-Jones. Did really well. Boak. And now Butters again. Takes a bounce. About to get dragged down by Hinge. Got a handball away. Georgiades. Little short kick out wide to Drew. From 50. Had Boak to give. Goes long though. In the pocket. Good work there from the Crows again. Michael Annie knocks it through. Drew did have a handball option at Boak. I do think he had a license to shoot though. Boak would have been on a tougher angle. But it's now 29 points. Port Adelaide still have not got a goal since the first quarter. Long kick has been cut off again. Well done there from Bergman. Port Adelaide really need a goal here. There's still 10 minutes in this third quarter. There is heaps of time in this game. Port Adelaide just can't kick a goal. Inside the forward 50 for Dixon. 1, 2, 3, got it! Great mark from King Charles. And to say this one needs to go through is a huge understatement. That's actually a good... It wasn't the best kick from Bergman, I'm actually going to be honest. It really wasn't to the advantage of Dixon, but he was just strong enough to get the hand there to parry it down to himself. Took a good grab. So now Dixon. Big opportunity for his team. It holds. It's hit the post. Another behind for Port Adelaide. 3 goals, 10. They've only got themselves to blame right now. So great mark there from Himmelberg on the wing. Been pretty quiet tonight, Elliot Himmelberg. A lot of talking about him in the off-season. The GWS Giants wanted to lock him down to play with his brother. The Crows decided to hold on to him. Long kick, gets out the back for Walker. Ricochets to Dawson. They can work it through hands. Good tackle from Zirk Thatcher. Wines goes in hard with Crouch. Got a handball out. Bergman threw it away. Now Crouch out the back to Scholl. Has some time. Saligo back to Scholl, who sends a torpy inside the forward 50, almost, towards McHenry. Great mark from Fogarty. He takes it on 50. He's kicked 2, kicked the first 2 goals of the game. Been pretty well held since, but if he kicks this, it'll give the Crows a game-high 34-point lead. Been working well up the ground tonight, Darcy Fogarty. 11 touches, 8 marks, and 2 goals. Big game for him. But this would be a big goal. He runs an arc. He tried to step. He did well on Williams. Left foot ball towards the teeth of goal. It's been touched on the line. Well on there from Wines. So right now, Connor Rosie is still off the ground. He was limping a little bit earlier, but not really a lot to warrant being, like, saying he's injured, but he's been off for 8 minutes right now. Jackson Mead is only warming up slightly, but not a lot. So, interesting times here for Port. Wines through the middle of the ground to Jones. They can go through hands here. Drew, dangerous handball over the top, but it works. Jones, long thumping ball towards the top of the goal square. Dixon had 2 hands to it, dropped the sitter. Hinge, handball off to Worrell. And now Crouch. Again, the Crows can break away here. Did well there, Jones. Curtin couldn't gather it cleanly. Burne-Jones went to ground. Curtin went back in hard. Butts looking for a high free kick. Didn't get it. Boak step 1. Kicks on goal. It's at the post again. Another behind for Port Adelaide. They can't buy a goal at the moment, the Power. So now the Crows on the wing through McHenry. He treads water a little. Short kick inside. Good kick to Himmelberg. Still over 7 minutes in this third term. Port Adelaide have had their momentum in this quarter, but are yet to trouble the goal scorers. Fogarty little handball underground towards Saligo. Get a free. He's been good tonight, Jake Saligo. Been best on ground in my opinion. Little kick inside was nice to Scholl. He can go towards half forward. Good kick to Rochelle. Good mark. He's about 55 out. He can go long towards Dawson in a 1-on-2. 1-2. Zerk Thatcher slapped it away out of bounds. Dawson wasn't impressed, but it wasn't a mark. Just ticked under 7 minutes. Inside the Crows forward 50. If they get one now, Adelaide, I think they're home. 14 scoring shots to Port Adelaide, 12 to the Crows, and yet the Crows lead by 28. Throws it in again. Himmelberg tapped it frontwards towards Rankin and out of his grasp, out of bounds. Right now, Rosie hasn't got any ice on his hamstring. No news about that. He's sitting next to Ken Inkley, but nothing. He hasn't moved. Tap down there from Himmelberg. Rankin got boot to ball. Not an effective kick away though. Horn Francis got spun there from Rankin. Dragged to ground. Be a ball up. So about 20 minutes out from the Crows' goal. Sweet thumps it out of there. Did well there, Dawson. Wines locks him up and takes him out of bounds. Escorts him over the boundary line. And there we go. Rosie's coming back on the ground. Nope. Yep. Tap down there from Sweet towards McHenry and it'll run out of bounds again. I think Rosie's gone, to be honest. I think he'll be out of this game. Tap down there from Sweet. Wines got a handball away to Giroux. Ricocheted away from him. And another stoppage. So we're nearly under 6 minutes in this third quarter. Rosie's still fighting hard to get himself back in the game. Sweet tried to tap, get it away. Crouch did well. Out handball was nice to Laird. McHenry stepped away, couldn't get it away to a teammate. Now the Power can clear through Bergman. Bouncing ball. Butters got tackled well there by Worrell. Got a handball. Drew broke away from one. Got a handball towards Bergman. Just missed him and Jones taken out of bounds. Right now this game's at a bit of a standstill. 28 points. Port Adelaide had some opportunities to kick a goal. Rosie's just made his way back onto the ground. And right back into the stoppage as well. So that's pretty big for Port. Can he play up through the rest of this game though? Tap down from Sweet, immediately met by Laird. Handball out wide towards Dawson. Put it on the boot. Good spoil there from Lockie Jones. Been pretty good tonight, Lockie Jones. Tap down from Sweethorn. Francis ricochet to Bergman. He did well. Long ball. About a 60-metre kick towards half forward. But again, the Crows have read it well. Worrell takes another great intercept mark. McHenry. Short ball to Curtin. And now Laird. So it's just about to tick into red time in this third quarter. So now Laird goes long towards the 50. Houston at the back brought it down. Rosie couldn't gather it. Looks very slow at the moment. Butters hooking ball into the middle of the ground. Hinge couldn't mark and now the Power can counter. Boak. Handball over the top to Marshall. Over the top is Dixon. There's one long option here. Two in fact. Rioli making some space. Stepped on the mark, play on. Low ball inside 50. On the bounce to Boak. He had time to stand up. Try to get the ball out. Great tackle from Hinge. Another terrible play from Port Adelaide. They've been their worst enemy tonight. Good spoil there from Houston out of bounds. 4:20 on the clock. Lol. Fuck, that sucks. Sorry, guys. Crows have actually had more inside 50s than Port Adelaide this quarter. But they haven't been able to put them away. But nonetheless, the Power have dominated large parts of this quarter as well. But just haven't been able to put on the scoreboard. 4 behinds from Port Adelaide in this quarter. Sweet with the tap down. O'Brien couldn't gather it. Now Drew got it out but turned it over. Rochelle out the back. Dawson. Hinge. And now Crouch. Long 20-metre handball. Found Scholl to land. Meeting under pressure. Over the top. Weird handball out of bounds. So right in front of the interchange gates. 4 minutes to play in this third quarter. Been at a standstill for about 5 or 6 minutes. Tap down, Rosie. Out the back to Bergman, just missed him. Has to run back and gather it, did well. Broke past 1, broke past 2. A little bit of pace there from Bergman. Inside kick, absolutely dreadful. Couldn't gather it, Butters, and now the Crows can go. Hinge to Rochelle. Wide ball, dangerous kick, good work from Jones. Got him spoil in. Keys, did well to get a handball out to Worrell. He's got under pressure. Read it well, good composure. Kick out wide, just miss Himmelberg, and it's out of bounds on the outer side. 52 minutes since Port Adelaide's last goal. I don't think they've got one. Yeah, they haven't got one since the first quarter. Late first quarter, I remember. It's been a long time. Tap down from O'Brien. Rochelle couldn't gather it. Now Butters. Handball over the top. Just thumped it forward there, Drew. Crows should get there first through Nankervis. Did well to Sep Dixon. Did well. Goes long with the kick. 2-on-1 in the Crows' favour. Jones did well to bring it down for the Power. Inside handball to Farrell was pretty hospital handball like there. And Farrell gets dragged down. 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Danger signs for Port. If the Crows get another one, it's going to be extremely hard for them to get back into it. Dawson did well to step Butters. Kick towards half forward. McHenry couldn't mark. Out the back to Jones. Missed Farrell. Immediately under pressure from Walker. It runs under him. Laird tackles him. And it's going to be holding the ball. So the free kick to the Adelaide Crows. It's going to go to Walker. It's going to be Laird, this free kick. He wants to give it off to Walker. He gives the handball. He can deliver from 50. He leaves it out to the right. Another missed opportunity there for the Crows. 2 misses in the last 10 minutes from Adelaide. Over 2 goals. This game's done. So 29 points to the margin. Williams goes long towards the wing for Dixon. Got a good grab on it. Did well there, Charlie. He wants to go. Wide kick's going to be cut off there by Scholl. Scholl, the inside kick, goes to Worrell. Worrell over the top. Hits Keane. Keane. Nice kick to Rochelle. They're building it up nicely here, Adelaide. Walker's got some space on the outside of the 50. Rochelle looking for an option, though. He's about to get dragged down by Butters. Got to kick away. Did well. Drew. Rosie. Had some time. Got rid of it. Houston. Williams. Jams it on the boot towards the middle of the ground. Michaelani dropped it. Marshall did well. Got some space out the back here, Port Adelaide. Makes him run for it. It's McEntee. Curtin, a lot of pressure. Did pretty well. Handball to Keane. Out the back to Michaelani. And again, the Crows' defence stands up. They've been brilliant tonight. So now the Crows, half back. They're playing with it a little. Long kick's going to be cut off. Rosie couldn't gather. Wines, Rosie. And now Drew. Stepped one way, then went back through the middle. Good handball. Gives it to Farrell. He's a good user. Shuck off one. Long ball towards Horn Francis. Good grab. This man, at the age of 20, has put this team on his back before. Kicked some big-time goals. Right in front, 20 metres out, late third term. They haven't kicked a goal for over 50 minutes. If he kicks this, they're back to within 23 points. Centre full forward. A lot of pressure on this kick. 20 metres out, kicks the goal, and kicks the door open. Good finish on Francis. First goal since the first quarter there for Port Adelaide. And boy, did they need that. So great work there from Port. The kick was brilliant as well there from Farrell. He had to go long. They haven't had enough of these one-on-ones long inside the forward 50. It was a great kick too. Tap down from Sweet. Can he get it out? Did well there, O'Brien. And now Crouch with the clearance inside the forward 50. Radicalea should have marked it. Let it go. Jones did really well. And now a late chance to Port Adelaide. Streaming through the middle is Farrell. Sends a high ball. 2-on-2 is Marshall that gets out the back. Rioli's a chance here. Michael Annie tracks him. Taps it to advantage. Rioli let it go from behind him. Rosie, he's been a little bit under pressure in this third term. He steps out of trouble. Sweet. Low ball inside the forward 50. Miss Burn Jones. Siren's about to sound. Crows live another day. They've been good tonight, Adelaide. Port Adelaide kicked the final goal of the third term, though, and give themselves a chance. At three-quarter time, Adelaide lead it 9-4-58 to Port Adelaide 4-11-35. 23-point leaders are the Crows. Ugh. Oh. So players starting to come back to their positions, guys. Big last quarter for Port Adelaide. Down by 4 goals. Late finish there from Jason Horne-Frost has kept them within 23 points. Looks like both teams have made their substitutes as well. Crows have made it. Brodie Smith is onto the ground, the veteran. And Dan Curtin, first game, has been subbed out. And Connor Rosie has officially been subbed out for Port Adelaide. Jackson Mead is in. So can Port Adelaide come back and steal this one, or can the Crows hold on? Here we go. Showdown 55. Last quarter underway. O'Brien gets the ball forward. Bouncing ball. Rochelle gathered it. Handball wasn't the greatest. Burgoyne cuts it off. Inside kick to Drew. Wide ball inside to Mead. So first touch for him came on as the sub. So now Mead sends it long inside the forward 50. Gets out the back. The Crows have the numbers. O'Brien handballs to Chase Jones, who jams it on the boot towards the wing. Bouncing ball, miss Mead. Rankin got tackled well there by Burton. Radicalaire comes over the top with the ball up. So free kick's been ripped out here. It's going to go to the power. So Jordan Sweet will take it. So he plays on now. Port Adelaide can send it long inside the forward 50. Horne-Francis broke away, but he's given away the free kick. Mitch Hinge will take it. So it looks like Jason Horne-Francis playing out of full forward now. So now Hinge sends it long. Gets out the back. Himmelberg 1-2. Play on. Just sends it up the chimney. Who can mark this? Dawson in a one-on-one. Neither could get there. Houston. Ball up. So true centre wing on the outer side. O'Brien taps it down. Drew fighting hard with Saligo. Both go to ground. Mead tackled well there by Crouch. Got booted to ball out of bounds. If the Crows win this, they get their season back on track. They lead by 23 right now. Sweet with the tap down. Crouch. Tackled well by Butters. Try to get a handball away. Be a ball up. Tap down from Sweet. Butters coming through nicely. Feign the give to Houston. Kept on running an arc. Sends it towards half forward, but it's Adelaide all over again. Hinge once. Oh no, he didn't pay the mark, the umpire. Michaelani fighting with it. Drew. Ricocheted off his Achilles. Rankin handball inside. Turn it over. Boak. Great tackle there from Brodie Smith. 2 veterans going at it. So just outside the forward 50 here. Sweet with the tap down forward. Rioli tapped it to space. Georgiades going after it with Saligo. And Saligo's going to get another free kick. He's played well tonight, Jake Saligo. So Saligo plays on. Sends it long. Himmelberg's there, so is O'Brien. Good mark from Williams. The shorter man took a good grab. Goes long now, Williams. Who's there first? Georgiades gets in front. Oh, it's an Adelaide free kick. I need to see that again. Worrell gets the free kick in the back 50. Short little kick there from Worrell. Finds Crouch. So the Crows can just take some time off the clock here. There's no urgency to go forward quickly here. MFDU, Mifdu is back. Nice man. Walker takes the mark on the wing. Zirk Thatcher's played pretty well tonight. But Walker takes a good grab there. Goes long with the kick for Dawson. Good grab. He pounces and goes. Handball over the top. This will kill the game here for Adelaide. Low ball towards goal. Leaves it out to the left-hand side from Ben Keys. So it's 3 misses now from Adelaide. They haven't been able to put the power away just yet. They leave the jaw ajar. Can Port take the opportunities? Kick inside to Vratikalea. Takes a good grab. Port Adelaide just need to go. Just haven't looked like they've wanted to be here, Port Adelaide, for a lot of it. Just the movement is slow. Free kick to Bergman. So Bergman will get the free kick. Short kick out wide. Finds Drew. He's got Butters leading about 15 metres in front of him. Should go. Not going to go. Inside kick. Good option to Bergman. He's a good user, Bergman. So it goes into the middle. Good kick to Radikalea. Port Adelaide need the first one of the last quarter. Sends a high ball once again. All on his own is Marshall. Good spoil there from O'Brien out the front. Houston got taken well by Michaelani. Great tackle. Ball up. Had a lot of stoppages inside their forward 50, Port Adelaide, but have not capitalised whatsoever. They need an opportunity here, Port. Someone needs to be running through this stoppage. Horn Francis is the one. Keane goes to ground over the top of him, and it's in the back! Free kick to Port. Unlucky there for Keane. He kind of tripped over Horn Francis and landed in his back. But he kicked the goal in the third term to bring it back to 23 points. It's 24 now. Only had the 9 touches today, Horn Francis. Hasn't had a huge impact, but he can have a big last quarter and maybe drag his team over the line. Horn Francis comes in. Long ball towards goal. The door's being kicked open by Jason Horn Francis. They're a chance here, Port. $18 points the margin. So he's got the last 2 goals for Port Adelaide, either side of three-quarter time. Jason Horn Francis gives his team a chance. Saligo got pushed off it well by Mead. Houston, handball over the top to Butters. He's got Riley O'Brien chasing after him. Fell down the stairs. Kick inside the forward 50 to McEntee. Port Adelaide are coming hard. Well, where has this come from Port Adelaide? Suddenly they're running all over the ground. Shows what happens when a goal comes your way. Jason Horn Francis is near that too. So Jed McEntee, barely been seen tonight. He's had 7 touches. Honestly, didn't know he was playing. Can he take his moment now, Jed McEntee? He comes in, kicks towards goal, and he's hooked it again. Port Adelaide waste another opportunity. They've wasted a lot tonight. They only have themselves to blame if they lose this, Port. So long kick now from Hinge. O'Brien's there, so is Walker. Neither could gather. Jones did well to find it to Drew. Great tackle from Crouch. He got it out though. Butters. He's lifted in this last term. Going back with the flight. McHenry couldn't mark. Rioli sits on top of him. And right on the 50 here for Port. So the Crows have got to be careful not to just stop here. They've got to go and continue to try and win this game. So many teams we've seen stop this season and lose the game. Thinking of St Kilda against Essendon earlier in the year. And games get close as well. Jason Horn Francis threatening to tear this game apart. Coming through, couldn't gather. Wines almost got booted to ball. Hinge gathered him well. Lockie Jones coming through hard with Saligo. Dragged down, ball up. Crowd just sense there's more to this game. Dixon knocked it down to Butters. Tumbling ball. Ricochets off of the hand of McEntee. Marshall couldn't gather it cleanly. Butts threw that away. Hinge. Now Saligo. Gets it outside the defensive 50. McHenry now with Walker. Shrugged the tackle. Almost. And he hit Zirk Thatcher in the ear almost. Radicalair coming through strong. Did well. Wines. Inside handball. McEntee. Did well on Saligo. Danced around him. Long ball for Horn Francis again. He lands like a cat. He couldn't gather it though. Butts did okay. Long soccering ball. Fighting hard. And did well there. Michaelani did well to tap it through. But Port Adelaide are charging. So now Worrell goes with the long kick. Looking for Walker. Zirk Thatcher did well. Out of bounds. Tap down. Neither could get there. Crouch tried to spin out of trouble. Good tackle from Wines. Great work from Port. Dixon sends him inside the forward 50. Horn Francis again. Great mark from Worrell. He's been brilliant tonight. Port Adelaide are threatening though. The kick inside was dreadful though. Read it well there, Marshall. He wants to go. Jason Horn Francis inside the forward 50. He's got the hot hand. And he's missed. Another missed opportunity for Port. They are threatening, but they just don't put it on the scoreboard. So now Hinge. The Crows have stopped. Port Adelaide want to keep on going, but they just can't put it on the scoreboard. Horn Francis with the hot hand misses an opportunity. From the contest, Laird, Scholl got tackled well by Wines. Brought him to ground. Another stoppage. Inside the forward half, still for Port Adelaide. Just over 10 minutes to go. 11 minutes 40. Dixon brought it down. Butters just threw his legs. Drew did well. Good smother from Saligo. Port Adelaide, they know they're in this game right now. If they can get another one, they're right back in this game. He's put right at full forward right now, Horn Francis. He's the one. Him and Zach Butters. Dixon brought it to ground, did well, spun out, handballed it forward to space. Who gets there first? Rioli going in hard. Well done there from both players, him and Saligo. That's great play from both players. Went in hard. Right now, oh my God, what a crowd at Adelaide Oval. 52,000. Drew, handball out towards Jones. Ball up again. That's a massive crowd at Adelaide Oval. Dixon tapped it forward, looking for Butters. He did well. Good play there from Rankin and Saligo. Locked him up, play on. Straddled him a little bit there, Land. Be a ball up again. Repeat stoppages. The Crows won't mind this. Dixon manhandling Himmelberg at the moment. Himmelberg did well though. Just bouncing ball outside the area. Farrell taken without. He'll take the free. Port Adelaide getting the umpire on their side in the last few minutes as well. Farrell on the wing. Usually a good kick. It's a good option. Dawson held Butters without it. Play on. Dawson, inside kick is dangerous. Who gets there first? It's Walker. Tapped it over the top to Scholl. They can kill this game now, the Crows. Great tackle from Farrell on Cook. That was a big tackle. Had to lay it, and he did well. Had to lock him up and did brilliantly. Game's lifted. Saligo can't gather it. Taps it out to Slade. He does well. Clearing ball inside the forward 50. There is Fogarty. Brought it to ground. Radicalair shrugged off Rank and said, I got you covered, mate. Gives it back to Houston. And Port Adelaide settle. So now Burton, last line of defence. Still 10 minutes. Port don't have to take too many risks. So he goes straight down the middle and turns it over. Laird. They can kill this game here, the Crows, right now. He goes long with the kick. Walker in a 2-on-1. Gets out the back, Burton. He's under pressure. Handballs it to Zerk Thatcher. They do well there, Port. And now Burgoyne clearing ball. Dawson sits under it, took a good grab. So Dawson. There's a couple of options inside the forward 50. Terrible kick, though. Should have gone short. Scholl, dragged down by Burgoyne. It'll be a ball up. That was a terrible decision from Dawson. He had two players at 40. He went longer to Fogarty in a 2-on-1 and he dropped it. 9.5 minutes to play. Crows know if they get one more, they'll probably kill this game. Fogarty slungs him to ground. Burgoyne trying to get it out with Wines. Another stoppage. Port Adelaide know as well, if they can get another goal, they're right back in it. Dixon slapped it down. Wines, Burgoyne clearing ball outside the defensive 50. Rioli in a 1-on-1. Did well on Michaelani. Socketed it forward. Marshall couldn't gather it cleanly. Butts going hard. Marshall stole it from him. And now Michaelani drags him down. 9 minutes to play. Crows have sent out the extra man in Butts at the back half. Dixon knocks it down. Wines. Burgoyne couldn't gather it. Saligo spun out of trouble. Dawson running backwards. Mead about to lock him down. Got boot to ball. Bounces past Dixon. Also, Houston fighting hard. Rankin. Wines. Locks him up. Ball up. 60 out from the Crows goal. Tap down from Sweet. Did well there, Butters. Burgoyne had a few touches in the last quarter. Slapped away there from Smith. Did well there, Rioli. Slapped it into the middle of the ground for Boak. Handball over the top for Georgiades. Worrell did well. Rioli just taps it forward, then went to ground. Georgiades, great pickup. Dixon, great smother from Keane. Did really well. And now McHenry. Cool head out wide. Just can't get to Scholl, and Port Adelaide can lock it in their forward half. Crows know they're under huge pressure at the moment. Blood rule at the moment. It's going to be a Crows player coming off. I think it's Scholl. Yeah, Scholl's coming off right now with the blood rule. And McHenry. Still heaps of time in this one. Port Adelaide, 3 goals would give them the lead. But they've kicked terribly tonight. And even in this last quarter. Just over 8 minutes to play. O'Brien knocked it down. Horne-Francis coming through nicely. Boak the veteran. He kicks from 50. Long ball in the goal square. It's another miss for Port. 5 goals, 15. They only have themselves to blame, Port. So Worrell again. Kicks it outside the defensive 50. Long ball. Zerk Thatcher did well to bring it to ground. Sweet. Hit up the front of Drew. Nane Curvis. And now Riley O'Brien clears it. Long ball. Williams took the front spot. Cook brought it to ground. Horne-Francis again did well. He's looking to try and go through the middle of the ground. Just doesn't have an option. Has to take a bounce. He's about to run himself into a bit of trouble. Keys did a good tackle. Got the handball away. Rankin got tackled well by Farrell. Crouch gives it out well. And now Jones for the Adelaide Crows. Bombs it inside the forward 50. Bergman got a dreadful bounce. And Lockie Scholl gives it off to Rauschelli. Shut the gate. The Crows are home. Got a dreadful bounce there, Bergman, but Port Adelaide only have themselves to blame tonight. They've missed so many opportunities in this game. You can see the scoreboard on the screen. Horne-Francis just trying to get something to work. He just couldn't get away there. Crows did well with the pressure. Rankin got it out well. The kick inside the forward 50. Bergman got an unlucky bounce. Scholl read it well, had a good night. Gave it to Rochelle. Share the play. So back in the middle again. O'Brien won it down. Horne-Francis trying to will on his side. Gives it off to Butters. They're not done just yet, Port. Inside the forward 50. Georgiades didn't want to bring it to ground. Burne-Jones. Mead. Rioli. Went across the face. Got it smothered well. Boak. Out the back to Butters. Usually a good user. Great mark, Burne-Jones. Play on. Rioli. Tucked up in the pocket. It's his kind of moments. And another behind for Port. Another behind for Port. Crows under pressure. Hinge. Just got the kick away and he's turned it over. Port Adelaide has still a chance here. They're 5 goals, 16. My God, that's dreadful. It is 19 points the margin. If I was Farrell, I would launch this go for goal yourself because no one else is going to do it. He sends it long. 2-on-1, Dixon into the goal square. Hinge knocked it away and another behind for Port Adelaide. What's the record amount of behinds in a game? It's 3 goals the margin now. Now Hinge sends it long. They've gone on this commentary side all fourth quarter. Rochelle got dragged down by Farrell. Should be bend here. Bit lucky there. Still heaps of time. 6.5 minutes. Wins it down there, O'Brien. Burgoyne got dragged down by Cook. Another ball up. Horne-Francis is the man to get them into this. Sweet won it down. Crouch. Couldn't gather. Horne-Francis again. Dawson held him up a little. Butters looking for the high. Didn't get it. Crouch did well. Now Laird dribbling ball to up the wing. Did well there. Farrell just jams it on the left boot. High ball to half forward. Did well there. Mead then dropped the mark. Hinge underground to Crouch. Good tackle from Butters. Dragged him down. Ball up outside 50. Just ticked under 6 minutes to go. Can the Crows hold on? Sweet tapped it out the back. Laird did well to break out of it. Rochelle taps it forward. The Crows have some space here through Walker. Handballed it forward to space. And O'Brien's out the back. The big man sends it inside the forward 50. Jones did well. The power got to go now. Jones through the middle. Good kick. Hits up Boak. Boak towards Butters. Took the mark. Gives it off to Boak. They've just got to go, Port. Boak did well to turn Walker inside the middle of the ground. Couldn't mark Marcolani. Sweet tapped it forward. Dixon got met to it well by Jones. Nankervis. And now with Bartz. Wide kick to Crouch. We're about to tick into red time. So Matt Crouch, they can just take some time off the clock if they can, the Crows. Sends it long. Zerk Thatcher pushed under it a little. Walker dropped it. Good tackle from Butters. Saligo fighting hard. Did well there, Saligo. Underground handball there from Rochelle. Finds Rankin. They can finish it in Adelaide. Ball over the top from Bergman. They can raffle it here, the Crows. Himmelberg turns in the goal square. Keys takes the mark. He can take his 30. And this will shut the gate for the Crows. Great work there from Himmelberg. He could have blazed away and kicked the goal. Saw Ben Keys in the goal square. And this will finish it. Keys kicks the goal. Celebrates with the Crows fans. And they will win Showdown 55. With the tap down is O'Brien. Coming through hard there is Saligo. Got tackled well there. Be a ball up. 4 minutes now. 4 goals for Port Adelaide would get them level, but they just don't look likely. O'Brien did well. Crouch threw it away. Dawson at the back missed McHenry, but then couldn't grab it cleanly. It was Rioli. Houston did well, and he's going to be pinned. So Houston gets the free kick. McHenry dove on it, the umpire said. So the Power have been guilty of just bombing it long all night. Houston wants to switch it to Zerk Thatcher, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Sends it long. Himmelberg sits under it. Did well there, Marshall. Tapped, got a little touch onto it. Boak holds him up. So just inside the power forward 50. O'Brien tapped it down, and again the Crows can clear. Crouch to Keys. Used his right boot. We'll have to look at the statistic on that. I don't think he's used that in his career. Wide ball bouncing, and then Zerk Thatcher sees it out of bounds. So just in front of the Port Adelaide interchange gate, centre wing. O'Brien trying to tap it forward, Sweet. Handball it out the back. Burgoyne. Sends a high ball in the middle of the ground. Going back with the flight was Dan Curvis. Almost dragged it down. Great tackle from Dawson on Boak. Ball up. 3 minutes left. O'Brien takes it out of the ruck. Did well. Inside the middle of the ground. Fogarty will get the free. So it looks like Georgiades may get some ice on that knee as well. So another injury concern for the Power. Dan Curvis did well. Long ball inside the forward 50 for Himmelberg. Good kick. He deserves one, Himmelberg. Oh, he's going to give off another one. Short little ball. Hits up Rochelle. And now Marshall's coming off the ground with a knee injury. It's absolute carnage for Port Adelaide the last few weeks. So, Josh Rochelle hasn't been in it much tonight. Kicked the goal a few moments ago. Leaves this one across the face and it's through for a point. So, luckily, Todd Marshall, I think it's just a rolled ankle. So, hopefully everything's all good there. So now the Crows can go inside the forward 50 through Keys. Socket it off the ground. Zerk Thatcher read it well. Sends it out of the danger for the moment. Bouncing ball. Mead did well. Pushed Chase Jones under it. Little short ball was nice to Boak. He wants to go. Tried to feign the give. Did well to step Keane. Over the top now Burgoyne. He can handle over the top to Burn Jones. Couple of options inside the forward 50. He's looking for Horn Francis in a one-on-one. Michael Annie did well. Good rove there from Rioli. Snaps it towards goal. And it's another behind for Port Adelaide. 5 goals, 18. Can you believe it? Fogarty almost marked it. Now Keys jams it on the boot towards the wing. Rankin and Rochelle are at the back here. They can raffle it. Rankin takes it well. Went inside. Houston couldn't lock him down. Rankin can go. This would be a great highlight to Showdown 55. Shut the gate, Isaac. You're a star. Great finish from Isaac Rankin. Caps off a brilliant night. Wins it for Rory Sloane. What a finish. Makes it an even 5 goals. They deserve it, Adelaide. So 45 seconds to play. Crows by 5 goals. Warning against Port Adelaide. Who gives a fuck? Alright, I'm throwing up, umpire. I've got to take a piss. Finish this game. From a tap down, Drew over the top. Crouch going hard. Wines couldn't gather. Dawson up against Bergman. Got the handball at the bloke. Handball at the back now. Butters. Jams it on the boot. High ball. Inside the forward 50. Radicalea's gone forward for some reason. Handball out to Drew. Sends a high ball. But the Crows all night have been brilliant. Mike Galani takes it. Kudos has to go to the Crows back line tonight. They've been brilliant. I know the Port Adelaide have had 23 scoring shots. But they could have had a lot more. So the Crows tonight will go 3-5. Port Adelaide will be 5-3. Crows get their season back on track. Port Adelaide have some question marks. A massive win in front of a massive crowd at Adelaide Oval. The Crows win Showdown 55 in style. The final scores, guys, 12-6-78 to the Crows. Won against Port Adelaide by 30 points. 5-18-48. Thank you guys for watching tonight's stream. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. I'm going to go take a whiz. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we'll catch you all tomorrow because I will be streaming the Carlton v Collingwood.